Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, how's everybody doing? Guys, so if you missed the other live, go check it out. We're not going there. We're done. We got it off my chest, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, and I'm going to be running this tea today, tomorrow, and until like at the end of the day. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, bougie gang. Good morning to the bushes. Good morning to the ain't shit bitches. Good morning to everyone. Good morning to love, lies, and lace fronts everyone who's listening. Good morning to the Bougie Gang. Good morning to anyone who is here to hear these reactions, reviews, and commentary. If this is not your bag, if this is not your thing, if this is not what you're here for, it's okay, boo boo. Um, Take a sip of whatever you're drinking and just sit back and just enjoy. If not, if this is not for you, then we'll see you the next time, okay? I got vlogs over on another channel, and I've got other stuff posted on the other channel, okay? Listening and running errands, absolutely, okay? Guys, good morning. I guess there's some sad news on top of like the sad and pathetic news that's on the YouTube streets. There is some sad news to report this morning, guys. Tracy Braxton has gone home to be with the Lord. Unfortunately, she some might say she has lost the battle, but she won the war. Okay, um, let's take a look at what's going on here. Okay, Tracy Braxton, one of the Braxton Sters. Tracy Braxton dead at 50 from cancer. We knew something was wrong, right? Tracy Braxton, sister of Tony Braxton, died. TMZ has learned. Tracy's husband, Kevin Surratt, tells TMZ, "We have come to a time where we must inform the public that after a year of privately undergoing a series of treatments for esophageal." Wow, that's so it was in her esophagus and her throat. So that's awful, especially for someone who is a singer. Esophageal cancer. Our beloved Tracy Braxton has gone on to glory. We're told Tracy's sisters and mom were by her side when she passed. Tracy appeared on the family's reality show, Braxton Family Values. She was an actress best known for Sinners Wanted and also appeared in There's a Stranger in the House and Chaw. She recorded a hit song, Last Call, that rose to number 16 on the Billboard's Hot 100. She also reported Broken Things, featured her sisters Tony, Tawanda, and Trina. As you know, Tracy has famous sisters, Tony, Tawanda, Tamar, and Trina. The family has experienced other recent tragedies. Her niece, Lauren Braxton, died of a heroin, and fentanyl OD back in 2019 at the age of 24. Tracy leaves a husband, Kevin Surratt, and a child. She was 50. R.I.P. Okay. Sad news. Sad news. Very, 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 very sad. Okay. Yeah. That's, guys, look, this is life. This is the thing that life is made of, okay? We are going to see people come, and we are going to be seeing people go. Okay. That is what we get to endure by still being here. So when we still have life, when we still have breath, when we are able to wake up, we are going to see people come and go. And one day it's going to be you. Okay. But when you transcend from this world, don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Okay. When you transcend to the next dimension and you get to be with the Lord, it's going to be the experience that you've heard about your whole entire life when we talk about heaven. So don't be sad for Tracy. Tracy has gone on to her next assignment. She's done what she needed to do here. She was suffering. She was in pain. She was not living her life probably as she would have wanted. And it's not to say give up. It's just if the time was up, the time was up, right? So we are going to, I'm sending her my best. And she had love and her sisters and her family around her. Just keep in mind, guys, last night someone died alone. Keep in mind, guys, someone died um, with no family around. Okay. So Tracy was blessed and she had her family, she had her sisters, she had her mother, she has a husband, she has a child. And it's definitely not a full of a life she could have had. But it was the life that she was given and she did her damn thing. So let's be happy for her. Let's send her some love and some positivity that wherever she is right now, um, her soul is happy and she knows that she did everything she needed to do. So, but yeah, guys, not a fun way to start out another broadcast this morning, but that's life, right? Life is not going to always be fun. It's not going to always be perfect. We've had a lot of stress out here on the YouTube streets this week. We've had someone coming through like they are in damn war with the beautiful women of the YouTube mommy reaction streets. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. That's life. When you're doing your damn thing out here, stuff is going to come for you, be it sickness, illness, adversity, all of the things. Shit is going to happen. And my mom used to tell me this all the time. When things are happening in life, things are not um things are not always going your way. These are just the things that remind you that you are still alive. Unfortunately, when you're super duper happy, pain and adversity oftentimes are the things that really bring you closer to your creator. When you're like, oh my God, God, why are these things happening to me? I'm just going to pray. I'm going to do this. When you're happy and you just got that income tax check and you're running through the mall and you're doing all the things, you are not thinking about anything but yourself. Oftentimes, when things get bad, things make you have to have a seat for a minute. That's when you sit down to contemplation. I'm going to just encourage you do that every day. Thank for the good and thank for the bad. I'm very thankful for when adversity comes because that just sharpens my toolkit. Okay. Okay. Things can get dull when everything is always good. Okay. Okay. You got to be on the ready. You got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. See, when shit like what happened to me happened, someone does another video to criticize. It's okay. It's okay. You know what? Because I do commentary. I put critique out there. So am I above someone doing commentary and critique on me? No, absolutely not. So girl, come on, like, it's the threat for me. It's the threats for me. We don't threaten people over here at Bougie Gang. At the end of the day, we're just coming back for another video, and that's it. That's it, and that's all. Just keep it cute. That's all I say. But if you don't want to keep it cute, girl, I'm gonna keep a file, okay? And then, hopefully, that file never has to see the light of day. But what people need to know is, look, it's not the crime always; it's the cover up. And people out here are making mistakes. And I told you about one. If you did not hear about the big mistake that the person on the YouTube streets is making or made, go listen to my other video. Okay. Okay. So, and that's that on that. Anyway, guys, It's Saturday and we're here to talk this tea. Let's get through a couple of things really quick because I want to talk about somebody who wasted good floors. And you might be like, who are you talking about, sis? Okay, I'm gonna tell you in just a second, okay? Guys, it's spring break in Texas, specifically Dallas Independent School District. It's spring break, and there's a couple that is on vacay break from having the children's around. And let's see. Let's see. All right, we played this last video, but you may not have been here. You may not have. And good morning to everyone. Happy Saturday. Is Joseph. Good morning. Check your life because something is wrong. If you don't see, nothing is wrong. Okay. Maybe it's just a Haitian thing. I don't know, but Haitian people are always ready for something to pop off. Okay. And that might be a West Indian thing. Maybe it's a black thing. I don't know. But I can tell you this Haitian people, from my experience as being 100%, we are always ready for something to pop off. Okay. Eyes open all the time. Okay. Thinking. Okay. Knowing. Okay. Please. Okay. Uh, yes, it's spring break for us as well in Houston. Okay. Yes, RIP Tracy Braxton. Guys, we paid tribute to Tracy. Slide your back. And if you want to hear the news update, we talked about that in the first like 10 minutes. Miss Pearl, it's a sad thing. Yes, she died of cancer at 50, and our hearts go out to her. Um, Olivia, some way, by hook or by crook, made it to Texas to come pick up the babies.
Just drop them off at the airport with their mama. Ooh, just go find something to do tonight. What you want to do tonight?
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. All right.
Mm. I don't think there's gonna be any sleep, but okay. 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 No sleep, but the parents are just drop the kids off. Olivia, and rightfully so, Olivia should be thrilled. And I'm telling, this is just my opinion, guys. You can take it for what it's worth. Girl, if I were in Olivia's shoes, the last thing I'd be doing is jumping up on this internet after I haven't seen my kids. It's March and your kids have been gone since January. They left around Christmas. The last thing, that's just me, that I would be doing is logging into my Reactiana account, amongst many of the Reactianas who have hit the YouTube streets. The last thing, if I had not seen my kids for 2.5 months, is to be jumping up on this internet and trying to play cute. I would not be out here trying to play cute on this internet if I hadn't seen my kids in a bunch of weeks. But Gerard dropped the T. He was leaving the airport. He said he's not going to have his kids for a whole entire week. He just dropped them off with their mama. And that the kids are in officially Olivia's custody and they are going to be with their mom. So really all it looks like is that they flipped who's caring for the kids. Where Olivia would have them and he would come to pick them up, what it appears to be is that he has them and Olivia now has to. It's at the end of the day, um, you know, there are going to be times in your life where you are going to be held to account and you are going to have to put yourself officially in someone else's shoes. And the turmoil and the strife and the drama that this woman was trying to inflict on that man by holding the children, bad bucking him, making him seem less than, and her having to endure the lonely and bitter days on her sofa by herself, potentially, allegedly going through a pregnancy on her own. Yeah, all that part, all that. That's it. That's it, and that's all. That's what happens. That's what has happened. That's what is happening. It's called divine reciprocity. Some of you guys call it karma. It's divine reciprocity, guys. It's don't worry about it. God's got you and he's going to handle it. He's going to put them down at your feet. Okay? What she tried to do was done unto her. And boo boo, have you had your baby yet? Mom and dad and DNA? Are we having DNA tests yet? Are the DNAs coming? See, this is what a real YouTuber does when they are pregnant, okay? Trisha Paytas, yeah, she is pregnant. She's pregnant and she is showing her ultrasound. She is in the car with her baby daddy. And she is, yes, she is. She's pregnant. She's going to the ultrasound. She's paying for extra ultrasounds. She wants to know. She's trying to keep up with her baby. Okay. She's not out here playing games like people who like to play games with pregnancies and then want to complain because people don't believe that you're pregnant because you were saying you weren't pregnant, but you were pregnant. Okay. But we know she's not pregnant now for anyone who's going to come in confused that I'm talking about her being pregnant. But girl, did you have the baby yet? Did you have the baby? Let me tell you something too, and this is for everybody, including the person that's on the screen right now, not Olivia. This is what I want to say. If you are at signing me, if you are at signing me and I don't fuck with you, understand that you're blocked. And all you are doing, because I'm not reading it, when I get my notification in my notifications that someone has at signed me, this is what I do. I block you. I'm not going to read it, especially if I don't fuck with you. You're probably already blocked from my account. If you show up in my chat, you will be blocked. Okay. What I do is I block you and I don't read it. So all you're doing is sending people to my account. And when people who don't know my account come to my account and they see what a altogether bitch I am and how I do what I do over here, all you're doing is sending me traffic. So thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to all my OG subscribers. Thank you to Bougie Gang. Yeah, did she lose her baby though? Because I say something about miscarriage. Girl, I don't even know. But yeah, I was watching that. I've been watching that. Gerard looks very happy and they look like they're ready for a much well-deserved break from the kiddos and to let them spend some time with their mommy. Okay. If you ladies have never had an IFA from a Yoruba priest or priestess, I encourage you to get one. IFA divination. They aren't cheap, but they are life changing. Interesting. Well, I will definitely read up on that. I don't know what that is, but I will definitely read up on that. Hi, Marisa. Good morning. She's about to go on a rant because Gerard is spilling her tea. He can say, I just dropped the kids off at the airport. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's not really dropping tea, but I hear what you're saying. Absolutely. Life of Destiny. Good morning, Bill. Liv really lied. She was going out of town on vacation. But look at it this way. Is she going out of town from where she lives? Yes. If she had to go to Dallas, is it a vacation to her? Some people going down the street is a vacation. So is it Cozumel? Is it Tulum? Is it a trip to the beach? Is it Miami? No. But to a bum bitch, to go pick up your kids, do you see that as a vacation? Maybe. Maybe if you're making two stops, you're gonna stop in Muskogee and then you're gonna stop in New Orleans. Maybe they drove. Maybe Stella drove her. Who knows? Girl, I'm make stuff up. Okay, allegedly. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like there's no figuring out a lunatic. You know what I'm saying? You can drive yourself crazy trying to figure out a lunatic. Oh, everything we need to know, Gerard is dropping. Okay. But back to my original point, if I were Olivia, the last thing I would be doing is getting up on this YouTube once the kids come home. But because she's nothing, to some and everything to others. She will, because she has to prove that she has the children back, and she wants to smear it in people's faces and all the things. Girl, we're gonna be watching. Girl, if you don't have your notifications set at this moment, I would suggest that you do. Okay. Guys, look, the YouTube streets are talking, we are listening, and it is what it is. Okay. Olivia is somewhere in between picking up them children's. Okay. Okay. Olivia, guys, that is not a filter. That is Olivia over there on Glamama putting on her shellac. And she was trying on her Savage X Fenty robe. Was that? No, that was a Skims robe. Yes, Olivia is back to mom mode, guys. So we are going to see what's going on. And girl. We are going to see what Olivia has going on when she gets back to the house. Okay. So enough on that. I know some of the big tea this week was Jasmine. Jasmine and her Fugazi. I have 3 cars. Look, Jasmine is over here trying to show up Strong Mommy Chrissy. I'm just trying to figure out when Strong Mommy Chrissy decided that she was going to put glasses, a bonnet, and all of the things on. You know, people talk about people trying to be like Peach. And at the end of the day, when I saw that thumbnail the first time, I swear to God, I thought that was Peach. I'm just saying, I thought that was Peach, and I thought it was weird. Chrissy always likes to have her wigs laid. She always likes to come cute, but you know, I think she's trying this comedic approach of trying to be cute and funny and okay. And Jasmine is acting weird. Do I have that picture? Oh my goodness. Do I? I didn't post that. Guys, if you're just now getting in, if you're just if you're just now getting in, how you doing? Oh God, if you're in the bushes, this is for you. If you're in the bushes and you're just here to take notes and collect bones, this is for you. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, guys. How are you? Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button, okay? Guys, your girl loaded up a bunch of gifts this morning. I just want to know that when we find out if Olivia is truly pregnant or not, are we going running straight for a DNA test? Because, guys, okay, okay, all right, guys, this is what I really wanted to talk about this morning. All right, so are we back in Atlanta? Hold on, let me get to. Is this Atlanta? This might be Atlanta. Okay. Guys, we're in Atlanta right now. Okay. Keisha is over there off Camel Toe Road. We're going to definitely talk more in detail. I have a real estate agent who will be here on Tuesday, and she is going to talk to us about lots of different things. And one of them is really just a quick, I don't even want to do a quick overview of the home buying process. I'm going to be honest, I did not get a chance to watch Toya's video, but Toya did some conversation revolving around the home buying process. I have not watched her video yet, but I would suggest go check that out. If that is something that you want to talk about, then I will get a mortgage broker to come on the panel and maybe take some questions. But the fabulous and wonderful Whitney, who is my real estate agent, who will be here on Tuesday, and she's going to talk about maybe making a decision about what's the proper home for you. So if you're coming from a fixer up, if you're coming from a move in ready, and how to figure out if you have enough coins to make that happen. If you already have a home and you have to sell a home, all of the things so that you can be prepared mentally so that when it's time that you want to purchase a home, girl, you know exactly what to do. Okay. Um, because at the end of the day, it is a process. It is something that you have to be ready for, and it is something that you need to have your money lined up. You may want to be checking your credit. If you know that your credit is solid, don't bother. I mean, if you've got solid credit, there's no need to go and run and do all of the things. You know what you have, right? So, in terms of wanting tips and tricks from real estate agents and mortgage brokers, this is my number one tip if you want to learn how to manage your credit. Okay. Get ready for this because it's going to sound shady, and it is. Pay your bills. If you want to know the number one way to impact your credit in a positive way because you want to buy a home, pay your bills. Pay your bills, guys. All right? Pay your bills. Is that news to anyone? I don't think that that should be news to anyone. Pay your bills. And if you haven't been paying your bills, pay your bills. And then run a credit report and go look at the bills that you have not paid. And then contact those creditors and see what you can do to settle those debts. Settle. Okay, because we know you're not going back on a payment plan. They're going to give you 1, 2, 3 payments, maybe a discount to settle them and get them off your credit if that's what you want to do, or you just deal with whatever your score is. Okay. I just gave you basically a $500 credit repair lesson in 5 minutes. Pay your bills. If you are not a good steward of your money and your finances, you don't need to be thinking about buying a house. If you can't pay your rent 12 months in a row on time, sit your ass down somewhere. And I mean that, period, because you have to pay your mortgage on time. If you ruin your credit by making late mortgage payments, which will be the biggest hit to your credit report, you will fuck your credit up for probably 2 years. I'm telling you, if you want to go buy a car, they're going to talk to you about that late mortgage payment to where you are going to be sick and tired and trying to figure out why you did what you did and didn't pay it on time. Don't make a late mortgage payment. It will stay with you like a bad pair of shoes. It will stay with you like herpes. It will stay with you like a dusty ass bum. Okay? Don't make late mortgage payments. They give you the whole month to pay it. Let me hit you up to something. You know how you pay rent and by the 10th you got an eviction notice? If you Most mortgage companies, you have until the 10th to make your mortgage, right? Some of them by the 15th or let's say the 16th, now you're going to get a late payment, you're going to get a late payment. So it's still considered on time, but they're going to charge you a penalty for paying it like maybe between the 11th and the 16th, right? After the 16th, maybe it's after the 16th, you're going to definitely like, okay, so maybe like by the 10th, they're calling. By the 15th, you got a late payment. So maybe now you're paying $35, $50, right? Okay. Think about if you pay your mortgage late 30 times over the life of the loan, um, you're looking at, so let's say 30 times times 50, you're looking at $1,500 over the life of a loan. You're talking about maybe your mortgage payment. Okay. So now you've made a mortgage payment in late payments and you fucked up your credit. I mean, you may not lose your home, but you will have really messed up your credit. And at the end of the day, it's not good business. Okay. And if you need to really have the discipline of paying your bill on time, your rent, do that. Because if you don't do that and your rental company is going to report that you're paying late, it's going to have an adverse it's going to be weighed on you adversely when you are applying for a mortgage because you may have decent credit, but if they say that you pay late all the time, the underwriters may not approve you because of the late payments. You could get a pre-approval, but when it comes time to close and they're actually doing their due diligence, well, the due diligence process is first, but when the underwriters are in the process of evaluating your package, they could decide that you have just one too many late payments and they could decline your mortgage, like, and you are packing. Baby, I have lived in my home for 12 years and have never made one late payment. You got 30 days to pay it. Forget about the fact that like they literally give you where you live in an apartment, they're trying to evict you after 10 days. Okay? After 10 days, they're trying to evict you. In a house, you have until the last day of the month that that payment is due to get it in. There is no reason to make a late payment, even if you're making a late payment within the month. Forget about over 30 days, you've just screwed yourself. Like you should never do that. And I'm not condoning making it late during the month, but if you had to make a late payment, you're just going to be you're going to have to pay a late fee. But that's not going to count on your credit. But we'll talk about that another time. But yeah, Whitney is coming on Tuesday. I think she'll be here at 8:30. So we're going to get started early on Tuesday, like 8 o'clock. And Whitney will be here at 8:30 and she's going to talk to us. I'm going to hit her up a little bit to Camel Toe Estates and see what she thinks. Just an overview, not to get into anyone's business, but at the end of the day, we're just going to talk about like what we talk about here. I'm not going to give any specifics. She can even talk about my place because at the end of the day, let me tell you this, um, the values have gone up. Okay. So if I were an investor, this is a great investment because since the pandemic, housing prices have increased considerably. So, any of you who own your home right now, I'm sure can attest to that. And yeah, we'll just talk in terms of what we know, or maybe, just random pieces of real estate. Okay. So we're going to talk about that. But guys, I do want to talk about something that I was getting caught up on Keisha's videos. Yes, ma'am, I'm liquidating some stuff soon. Well, you're getting ready to buy a house? And it's also good if you're gonna liquid like, if you've got too much stuff or stuff, you know that when you get your baddie the baddie estates, that you will not be taking that to baddie estates. Yeah, I would yeah, I wouldn't. I would get rid of it because, yeah, get that cash on deck, put it towards the down payment, and keep it moving. I've been looking into buying and moving into Sweden after I started watching Shamelessly Maya. Wow. Okay, guys. Keisha, I don't let me pull it up. I'm gonna be able to see it. But Keisha, guys, let me drop this guys, and RIP to Tracy Braxton. Jarvette, we did talk about that earlier. We read the TMZ post, and shouts out and to the Braxton family and to anyone in the battle right now fighting cancer. We are wishing you the absolute best. Stay strong, follow your doctor's orders, get your rest, and just do what you got to do out here. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. We can't get the testimonies without the test, right? And if you are alive, you are living, you are breathing, the tests are coming. Okay. They are coming. All right. So let's see. Where can I find? Let me get to Camel Toe State. I'm gonna have to flip screens, guys. Let's see what's over here. Do I have anything Camel Toe State, guys? I have like so many pages. Let's see. Let's get a good visual. I hope everyone's having a great day. If you are here, and you're happy to be here, you want to get up into this tea, let's go ahead and hit that like button, okay? Don't forget to hit the like button. I don't know how many we have at the moment, and I'm not even gonna bother to check at the moment. Shouts out to the Bushes. Definitely make sure all the people that love to get a free ride, all the people who love to snatch artwork, all of the people who don't do their own homework, or it's the cover up, not the crime. All of you out there, hit the motherfucking like button, please. Okay. Mm. It's the lies for me, sis, every day. I'm trying to get let's see so we can get into this. Okay, so guys, we're in Atlanta. Hey Jeremy. Look, this is the deal. So Keisha bought this house, guys. As you know, Keisha purchased a home, and Keisha is in the process of a major renovation. Okay. Um, she doesn't look, this is the deal. She doesn't want anyone talking about her business. She just wants to talk. She wants to drop, and she wants to point fingers. She doesn't want anybody talking about her business. She wants to just drop off fugazi commentary. She wants to drop videos. She wants to talk on and on and on and on and on. And she just wants to let you know what she's thinking, what she's feeling, what she's saying, what she's observing, what she's accusing. And if it is contrary to what she thinks or how she feels, she's coming for you. And, we did see what happened with Paris. Paris's channels are down. I don't know if that's temporarily or on the permanent side, but at the end of the day, definitely Keisha was instrumental in cultivating a package of evidence to take Paris down. Meanwhile, she was over here talking about people trying to take her channel down. Ain't nobody trying to take your channel down. There are a bunch of trolls out here that feel away when you talk about something that they love. Like if you come for Beyonce, the Beehive is coming for you. And I get it because I love Beyonce. But at the end of the day, someone giving their opinion on Beyonce to me is someone giving their opinion on Beyonce. I do not care. I am not that vested in Beyonce Knowles that I have to go and threaten people or come for people just because I don't like what someone said. I feel like Beyonce is grown and Beyonce can handle her own self. So the Keisha purchased a home with her boyfriend Jeremy. Okay. And we affectionately call it over here at BougieGang Camel Toe Estates. And she is tearing the fuck out of this house. And she tore up some perfectly good floors, guys. This woman had floors like mine. Well, not maybe not floors like mine. But yeah, she tore up the floors like crazy. Okay. Let me give you an example. Now I got to go back. My little presentation is all over the place. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back. So I looked this up online, guys. How much does it cost to install 1,000? I just used an example like mine because I have a roughly about 1,000 square feet of roughly, maybe it could be about 800 square feet of oak floors, right? How much does it cost to install 1,000 square feet of hardwood floors? Installing hardwood floors averages between $6 to $12 per square foot. On average, wood flooring costs between $3 to $7 per square foot for materials and $3 to $5 per square foot for labor. An estimate for installation for 1,000 square feet of hardwood, not pergo, not laminate, wood flooring runs between $6 to $12,000. And I got that from Bob Vila's website. Bob Vila, the guy who birthed DIY videos and all of the home improvement. He's that guy. He's that guy, that part, right? He's that guy and tons and tons of TV shows. Allegedly, Keisha pulled up those floors. This is what I think. Maybe this is not what I know. Did I drop the line? Anybody who wants to call in, please feel free to do so. If you call on some bullshit, keep it cute. Okay? If you call on some bullshit and don't act like a fucking lady, you will be dropped. Okay? Trust and believe. I can talk to anyone, even a bitch that don't like me, and that's okay. But understand when I say this, come through with some disrespect and you will be handled disrespectfully, and that's on per. Okay? So come through if you do. Ain't nobody's ain't nobody score. Come through if you got a comment. If you want to say something, please feel free to do so. Why didn't she just buy a new house? Girl, we're gonna ask Whitney. Whitney doesn't know anything. Okay. Um, Whitney is my real estate agent, and we're gonna ask her some questions. And Whitney is a counterpart. Whitney is a beautiful lady. I don't know if she wants me to share her picture if we're gonna be I will probably just do I'm sure she'll be ready. She'll be video ready. So I will be video ready myself. And you guys can meet Whitney. She is a counterpart. And she did her damn thing with her partner, and we love her over here. She's family. Okay. Um, we can always ask. I don't know if I know a home improvement person. I mean, my husband's an electrician. We could always. I don't know if he want to come to my panel, just to be honest. But we're gonna see. Maybe we can find a home improvement person who might want to share some wisdom. I don't know. Good morning to everyone who came in, to all my gang stars. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Um, where are we at? What am I trying to find? Guys, yes. So Keisha went ahead and tore up those floors, and she's putting down laminate, guys. It doesn't make sense. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was trying to pin the call in. Let's see. Let me pin it. Guys, it always just takes one courageous soul to step up and ask me anything. We can talk on this topic. You can ask me something else. Um, let me drop it again because I can't see it to pin it. Why didn't she buy a new house, Nicole? I don't know. New house. So look, let's look at it this way. New houses can be very expensive, and maybe a new house based on what she wants is not what her pockets are saying. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you got to get real with them finances. And it's not to say the kid doesn't have money, because I don't know what's in her pocket. She says she's a boss, and she says that she makes many bags. So good for her. But as far as what's in those bags, I don't know what's in those bags. I really don't. I'm trying to pin this comment, guys. I can't wait to hear from Martin Lewis, have to say, because I don't think he's going to go in Keisha's favor. Why? This is what I got to say on that topic. What is he researching? The damn African diaspora? What is he researching? Like, why is this such a project? I almost don't believe that this is even happening. Okay? I just almost don't believe it's happening. Yeah, you know what? Someone wrote me a note today, and she wrote about how she remodeled her kitchen and she found some amazing deals. And there is nothing wrong with going and buying on a discount. There's absolutely nothing wrong with buying on a discount. But where I have a problem, and it's not even so much having a problem. Hold on one second. Hi, BBG. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly. Hey, let me just
Yay.
get this thought out real quick. So I don't
Okay.
have a problem buying on a budget. I love a sale. BBG, do you like a sale?
I love a sale.
Yeah, everyone loves a sale. There's nothing wrong with going to the discount tile place. So don't get me wrong on that. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's not even because you said you wanted marble and now you're hunting for, discount marble or discontinued things. My thing is this: if you were trying to put together home renovation content, it's failing, because somebody who wants to tune in, that's new to your channel, that wants to see the renovations take place of this home, is having to sit through a 20-minute rant with some person who called her to have a conversation, and this woman went nuts for 20 minutes and talking about Jeremy having a baby again. Like, did you see that last week? Did
No,
you
I
see
haven't
that
watched
last
it
week?
yet. I was
She's
waiting. That
she's
was
lost
in
her
the car,
mind.
right?
She's lost her
But
mind.
so I'm the same. I'm close in age to all the moms, and my husband and I, we have 3 children, and so and also, like I always say, I think a lot of them have like ADHD and stuff like that, because I have it. So it's like you
Mhm.
can see it in other people. But the
Right.
character is what always gets me. There's no amount of like ADHD or autism or anything that makes up for the lack in character. So for example, if I were a vlogger, which I'm not, but if I were vlogging and, I'm Keisha and she somehow has managed to amass a certain amount of money, under a certain age, at bare minimum, I would think that she would be able to do things, or she would think to do things like use what maybe she's seen on HGTV. Like we've all seen Love It or Listed, or House
Yeah,
Hunters. It's like
absolutely.
she just does whatever pops into her head, and because she's basically funding the show over at Camel Toe Estates and Associates, she gets to be in charge, and nobody's saying, hey Keisha, maybe we should do it this way. Like if Jeremy were solid man husband material, he would be able to be like, no, we shouldn't do it like that, or let's do it this way. And that would come up in her, not just in the purchases things, but in her countenance, the way she treats people, the way she responds to adversity. There's she's just, it seems like she's just doing these things on her own, and people have to agree with her over on that side. And I think that happens with a lot of the moms, either because maybe there's like the lack of mentorship from their own parents, or the lack of peers, or whatever, people of various ages who can say this is a good idea, this isn't a good idea, whatever. But I'm always watching, like, this mistake that you may have made, Keisha, could have taken you a 2-minute Google search. You know what I mean?
Right.
Should
Absolutely.
I take the ladder off my baby's bunk bed? Yes or no? You know what I mean? Like, should I, let my twins, be together or not be together, or whatever, yada, yada, yada. I'm a twin, so I always like to watch her and how she engages with Journey and Jaya, and how Jory gets to participate or not participate or whatever. But it's just a lot of lacking in looking things up. Just look it up. Just Google it.
Or trust. I think at a certain point in life, you have to trust and know that, hey, maybe I don't know.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to trust other people's wisdom. I see Keisha as a fly by the seat of my pants. Like, even though she goes and reads it, my discernment. She's always going to use her discernment.
That's true.
She's going to use her spidey sense over and above the conventional wisdom, because she's willful. At the end of the day, just admit it. I'm willful. I have a willful spirit, and I want to do what the fuck I want to do. I'm a bad girl. I'm a bad girl. I'm a baddie out here.
Right. And so if you know yourself, then you also know, right? Like, maybe I should be quiet on this one, right?
Can we I'm not gonna come here and ask you guys for a bunch of permission on shit I already know I'm gonna do. Whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing, if I've already made up my mind, why do I need to come ask you?
Yeah.
Especially when I know that I know what I'm gonna do.
Right. Yeah.
So if you're gonna come and ask people for their buy-in, understand that the audience wants some follow-up. They want to either understand why, like, hey guys, you guys voted to do this, but I decided to do that. Thank you so much, because I understand where you guys were coming from. But girl, I decided to do that anyway.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
If you're gonna ask, then follow up. If you're not gonna ask, don't follow up.
Don't say anything.
Like, I just need you guys to buckle up and enjoy the ride, because I'm gonna do what I want to do.
That's something else that I kind of say about them too. There's a, like, obviously I'm nowhere near as exposed to the amount of feedback in general that these women get as parents or whatever, right? I don't have any, that sort of a number of voices isn't coming to me. But I do think, again, there's some level of grounding that has to be present in order for you to at least be able to discern what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, what's just harmful, what's just, you understand what I'm saying?
Let me
so it's
tell
another
you something.
Thing that
I would never. I trust that there's a lot of wise women even in this chat right now, but I promise you, and this is with all due respect, I'm not taking any of your advice on how to raise my daughter. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah. But friend, that's because
I'm not going to tell you how to raise yours either. You know what I mean? I'm going to have respect for you as a woman and a mother.
Yeah.
That I'm not going to tell you what to do, especially when you didn't ask me.
Yeah. But friend, you got a different sort of upbringing than a lot of other people. Like, you obviously had parents who had things to say to you, and they spoke into your life and gave you a solid emotional foundation. You know what I mean? And it's something that, because I didn't have one and I'm developing it myself, I see when other people didn't get it. So it's like the voice that you hear in your head isn't going to be the voice of comments and things like that, right? But if you know what I mean?
That,
yeah. But if Keisha has the voice of somebody saying, "Oh, you did this wrong," in her head, I don't see why she also isn't hearing the voice that's like, "Keisha, that was yes or no, that was right or wrong, but this is where it went wrong or right or whatever." And it's, you know, obviously it's in balance. So it's not to say that everything everybody has to say, Keisha should be like, "I'll do this or do that," or whatever. But there's a clear sense of like, I'm going to do what I want to do, but what you're doing doesn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? Or what you're doing seems to be more harmful sometimes. You know what I mean? Just in that regard, not in stuff that works or stuff. Not talking about, you know, when she does get stuff right, because I'm sure she gets stuff right. Or not talking about the stuff that, you know, we don't see. But it occurs to me sometimes that they do get good advice, because I'll see the advice, right? They'll get good something. Somebody will say something that makes sense. Even here, like I learn stuff sitting here all the time. You know what I mean? You say things all the time. I'm like, you know what I mean?
Very
right.
arrogant.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think.
She's very arrogant. She doesn't. Keisha is all knowing and all. You know, like at a certain point, sometimes you have to. No matter what I wanted to say. 2 weeks ago when the Strong Mommy Chrissy thing happened, I just had to, in a certain way, I just had to kind of shut up.
Right.
Because I knew it wasn't a winning argument for me. Because even if I decided to like slay and be right, I wasn't going to be right, because I'm not that type of person.
Can I say something, friend?
I don't have to choke you and take you out to be a winner.
To be right. Sometimes because right is right.
It's okay to sit your ass down.
Yes, and be quiet.
And I spoke up and I spoke and I said what I needed to say, but I waited. I waited and I took my time. And some people still didn't like it, but that's okay, because I have to square up with me at night. I don't have to square up with you. If you don't like it, just respect the fact that I have my own brain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I was gonna say that I was in that live when the Chrissy thing premiered, and you know, I have seen some of the responses to it in the time since. What was most interesting to me, and this is my second account, like, you know, this is so a couple months ago, because I lock myself out of my stuff sometimes, my screen name was just BG, and so I left, came back. So I've been around since maybe about a year, in the bushes, out of the bushes, whatever. So in that short amount of time, in a year, it's clear to see, I think, your like how you respond to things, adversity or not. It's clear to see your grounding, your discernment, your logic. And so that's why I enjoy participating and listening. Even if I'm not in the chat, I'm listening. We start our day. I start my day here, like, let's see what Fran gonna say, because I don't know what you're gonna say, but I know I'm gonna get something out of it, right? Right? Okay. So when the Chrissy thing happened, immediately, it's clear that you don't intentionally hurt people. If people get hurt by things that you say, even if you're being silly,
like, I'm not a dragon slayer.
Yeah,
I'm not.
You're not mean.
Exactly. That's not
you're not mean by nature. It's not your nature. So when the Chrissy thing happened, I didn't even know that Chrissy had, you know, did a video saying that she had moved. Right? That's the logic. You're no longer in this place. And if you're not here, then we can show where you were. It's like what's that man name that he passed? I'm sorry. The Crocodile Hunter. It's like that. It's giving Animal Planet vibes. We're going to go on an expedition. Yeah. We're going on a little trip to see what it was. But there's nobody here. Yeah. Because most of us have children. We're all parents. We're not doing that to people's kids.
The spin doctors, the people, you know, there's a certain element of people. Look, YouTube is an interesting place. And there are people out here who are just waiting right now in the bushes for me to say something. Girl, because that's their content, okay? Waiting for me to say something. They're waiting for me to do something, and then they're going to capitalize on trying to make me look bad. Now, I don't sit around and just wait for Olivia to look bad. Olivia doesn't make herself look bad on her own. And if we catch one of those moments, it just is. Right.
Exactly.
Now, Chrissy
Exactly.
looking bad on that day. There was a lady named Robin, Rhonda, who came
Mhm.
through. Rhonda
Mhm.
wanted to say that I
Yes.
particularly
That was the
relish
day
making fun
after.
of strong women. I was like, girl, bye. I'm
Since
not
when?
owning
Yeah.
that. I said,
Yes. And
I'll
shouldn't.
take
And
this.
shouldn't. Yes.
I told her I would take it just because
I
I'm a grown
heard.
up. I'll
I
take
heard.
it.
Because
And
why
I
not?
remember,
Yes.
shouts out to Rhonda. Good morning, hun. At the end of the
Mhm.
day, the bottom line is this. I don't particularly enjoy talking about
Mhm.
strong mommy Chrissy. I particularly
Mhm.
enjoy talking tea. Now, does the tea
Exactly.
include some salacious details from time to
Then
time?
hey,
It sure
it is what it
does. It
is.
sure does. And
Yeah.
that's why we like talking about it. Is it
Mhm.
strong mommy Chrissy specific? No. Let's see. There
No.
they go, putting her up on a pedestal again. She's not
Right.
top of the food chain for me when it
Yeah.
comes to tea. She might be
Yeah.
top of the food chain for you, but she's
Right.
not top of the food chain for me. See, people have
Yeah.
to remember when they're in the middle of projecting. See, you got to remember, like, you're really putting out there what you feel. They get they get the jitters, they get the butterflies when we start
Right.
talking about
Yeah.
Chrissy.
Yeah.
Chrissy's not. I'm not a Chrissy stan.
Right.
I'm a YouTube stan. I like YouTube. YouTube is my thing. That's
Right.
why I hit the go
Yeah.
live button. I enjoy
Right.
this, but it's
Yeah.
not particularly to pick over
About
on
anybody
someone.
in right.
No, I don't.
Exactly.
I literally I give
Yeah.
two shits. I like
And
interesting
that's what
stories.
makes it.
Chrissy is
That's
an
what makes it
interesting
enjoyable.
case. Chrissy got a
Yeah.
lot of kids.
A
Chrissy has,
lot.
by choice in 2022, chosen to be a single mother of 9
Right.
children
Yeah.
and would probably be running around like she says she loves Peyton Marie Charles. You would be Peyton Marie Charles right now had you chosen
Yeah.
a different path. Now, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with being a mommy of a lot of kids, but girl, you have a
Mhm.
lot of money and you would be
Mhm.
doing more of what you want to be doing if you had
Then
chosen maybe to chill at a certain point. But
yeah.
life is what it is. We can't turn
Mhm.
back the hands of time. But at the end of
Mhm.
the day, you have to understand that where you're at right now is a direct
Yeah.
result of your choices. It's not
Right.
me reacting on you. It's your
Yeah.
choices. Me talking about Chrissy doesn't make anything different. Doesn't take a baby away, and it doesn't add to. It doesn't make Rod
Right.
not have a hands problem. It doesn't make
Yeah.
people not doxing people out here on the YouTube streets. It doesn't do anything other than me talking my shit. Okay,
Right.
that's it.
Yeah.
People want to give so much power. Oh, the reactors. If
Yeah.
Jasmine
Yeah.
would stop running her mouth, if Jasmine
And look
look, when I come
around.
here,
Look
if I sat up
around.
here instead of talking to you right now about this, right? And I sat up
Yeah.
here and I
Mhm.
was like, I don't know why they're doxing this person, that person. I don't know why they're doing this. I don't know why they're doing that. I've never done anything. Oh my God. Let me tell you, let me pull up my phone and show you exactly what we've been doing every day for the past 2 years. There is no way that my husband could have done this or like if I sat up here and paid all of
Right.
the attention to the
Right.
nonsense and the silly shit that's been going on,
Mhm.
I couldn't
Mhm.
talk about the good stuff. And I couldn't honor the
And
fact that people are coming to hear something positive. People don't want to hear
right.
this negative shit all the
Some of
time.
them look, and some of them don't even know what they're talking about. That's what trips me
Girl, they don't
out.
even know what's
Sometimes
going
this,
on.
yeah, and you just introduce them to whatever it was, and now
Yeah.
we get to go digging and finding out that oh yeah, you did
Oh,
do such and such a thing. You know what I mean? And before
right.
maybe I was either rooting for you or I didn't, I was curious, and now I'm like, oh no, you actually did that thing. That was horrific. You know what I mean?
Girl,
So
because I don't have a mug shot and
yes. Oh,
because okay, she got fired from a job. When is
yeah.
getting fired from a job some tea?
Who
I'm gonna tell
hasn't?
you as a H well, I have not been fired from
Yeah.
a job in the way of like, okay,
Termination.
you did
Yeah.
something wrong.
Terminated, right?
Um
Yeah.
a layoffs
It's
happen.
different.
And in my
Yeah.
industry, it happens all the time. I'm in
Yeah.
human resources. When companies are not hiring, talent
Yeah.
acquisition is the first to go. Why do you need
Mm-hmm.
to have a full team of talent acquisition when you are in not a hiring mode? If
Yeah.
you're
I
in the
was in
middle of
talent
laying
acquisition
people
before
off,
I
are you
did stay
kidding
at
me?
home momming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I feel
I
you.
made it through 3 phases of layoff. Okay. And,
Yeah.
because I dealt with Karens at the job, let me tell you something. One of
Yeah.
my good friends who is now a director with another company, she's melanated like us. She's a
Yeah.
director of human resources.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's more of an HR business partner. So she told me, we were talking on the phone a couple months ago, And she shared with me that there were, when we had the 3 layoffs before I got finally laid off, every single time my Mitch ass manager was asked who he was ready to let go, girl, the one black woman in the department, me, I was on the list every single time. And because the vice president of human resources, who was attached to corporate, was like, no, no, no. Finally, it got down to, okay, we got to let someone go, and on this is now it's her turn and someone else. So there were 3 other people who were let go at the same time. At the end of the day, the bottom line is this: people are going to let you go when they're ready to let you go, but trust and believe there are systems in place that even when the Mitches and the Karens are trying to get you, what's meant for me is meant for me. When it was time for me to go, I got 6 months cash. Okay. Benefits for a year. I got a whole entire package and got the Trump money and got unemployment. I got all of it. I made more money in 2020 sitting at home doing absolutely nothing and going live and building up my channel than I would have doing work all day long. Okay. Don't cry for me. It's okay.
Play a sing. I said play a sound. Play a cheer. That deserves a cheer.
Okay.
Yeah, play a thing. Yeah.
I made more money in 2020 sitting at home, and it's true. So all the people who want to sit around like Fran got fired, girl, bye. It's okay. Don't be sad. Girl, I was glad. I had a good time. I got to build up this channel and I got to do my damn thing. You know what I'm saying? So those who are lacking in understanding, that's on them. But Keisha, back to Keisha. Keisha is someone who does not want to take advice. Keisha is a know-it-all. Keisha is a classic know-it-all. She doesn't want to take advice, and she is very much in her feelings and her ego. And if something even plucks that ego of hers, girl, she is off and running.
We get an hour rant. Yeah.
She is off and running. I can't imagine her at home.
She's tired
when something is not going her
exhausted?
way?
You have to be emotionally exhausted. In addition to everybody else being miserable, I know she's tired. Like you have to be tired from being, what is it? Hair trigger, whatever. She's just ready to go all the time. She's so worked up. She needs a Klonopin and a nap. My God, that baby
is on your market set go all the time. You're right.
Yes.
She's ready. She is, this is what I would say. As a woman on YouTube, people are going to come for your relationship. Now, what is the truth between her and Jeremy and what's not the truth? Number one, it's between them, like you said. Number 2, we know he's cheated. We know he's cheated. Like there's no denying that. There's a boy who's celebrating a second birthday, and whether he had a hall pass or not, he took the condom off wherever the condom busted, whether the busted before or after he was in there, and he made that deposit to where he produced a baby, not once but twice.
Right.
And she knows this.
Yeah.
And those are facts that we cannot dispute. At the end of the day, it's not to make you look bad. If she would stop talking about it, I think the story would advance. I don't care about Jeremy cheating on her. Like, that's the least. Who cares?
Yeah.
And it seems like Ashley wants to move on.
Right, but can't.
But Keisha cares so much about the fact that August exists and Ashley exists. This is going to be a problem for her. Like, this is not going to be something that's going to go away. Yeah. Like, you can't tell the story 100 different ways to make people not see the fact is that you gave the man a hall pass, whether that's true or not. Right. That man was involved with Ashley. He produced a baby, and that's it. He was involved with Ashley. The 2 facts we know. He was fucking on Ashley, and Ashley had a baby by Jeremy. Can we just are those 2 facts not disputable? But now I'm going to get 50 comments from weirdos who are mad because I said he was fucking on Ashley and he produced a baby.
That's it. But see, and that's what I'm saying about the likely, and after this, I'll let somebody else call in. But that's the whole thing about the receiving of some sort of wisdom. Like I'm sure somebody else has said, and if nobody said it before today, you just said it. Keisha, we know it happened, right?
Girl,
if Keisha were my sister,
disputable.
I'd be like, look, right, it happened. We know it happened. The more you live in denial, the more worked up you get, right? No, we don't care who was right and who was wrong. That's between the three of you, right? But now we're at a point where it's like there's clearly an angle, like you said, a spin doctor. There's clearly a point that Keisha wants to make in regards to this, and you're wasting our time, and most importantly, you're wasting your own time because you have a platform, and you could be using your platform to do 80 other things. You could be doing a whole home reno situation, highs and lows, pitfalls and plateaus and peaks, right? You could be doing,
financing that she's doing, damn running around getting high ass credit cards instead of using.
Yeah.
What happened to the finance man that was up there in the multi-purpose room at the apartment complex that handed her a fistful of credit cards that she put in her little Louis Vuitton little card case? What happened? Do you remember she was loading up her wallet with some credit cards?
No, I don't remember that. She was doing it. She was doing a seminar recently on one. She was doing a credit one. If I'm not mistaken, it was a credit or finances or something. It was something along those lines. She was going to be giving the girls advice.
Busted looking, corny ass. You know how there's always that corny guy with the leather jacket at the club, looking like he like his whole outfit is based on some corny bomber jacket and some wackadoodle shoes.
Yes.
Girl, he was sitting over there in the multi-purpose room at the other apartment complex. So not the new one, but the old one.
Yeah.
And he was over there and she had a fistful of credit. Look at all these cards I just got. I just got funded by the Homeboy Credit Network.
Right.
And she had all these credit cards. Yeah, Jerome came through with all the cards, guys. What happened to all the cards that Jerome furnished for you?
Oh my God.
And then a couple of weeks ago, she was talking about how somebody was investing into her and Jeremy's business.
Right.
Okay.
Now, okay, Keisha.
Girl, I mean, telling all your business for me
and
then being mad when people talk about it. Like,
but then, people don't also, people have the things going on that you have going on, Keisha. If we see that it doesn't look right or make sense, people are going to be like, hey, how did you do that? And the process is usually A, B, C. You're at E, you know what I mean? And don't have any proof of steps A, B, C, or D. How did this happen, Keisha?
And can we talk about, look, I know a lot of people, can we just stop the rhetoric around buying a house is very hard?
Yeah.
Like at a certain age, let's stop it, guys.
Yep.
At the end of the day, buying a house is not difficult. Pay your fucking bills, okay?
Yeah.
If you want to have good credit, pay your bills. Pay them before they're due and pay them on time. If you have some extra money and you want to go buy a pair of jeans or you want to go buy some makeup, pay cash.
Yeah.
Either pay off your Sephora card and then run it back up. And then when the bill comes, pay it off again.
Yeah.
If you want to get your points and you want to get your points and you have the cash to go buy your Sephora, put it on your Sephora card, get your points. And then when the bill shows up, when the amount shows up on your bill, pay the balance off. If you're
Look at you giving me
do that,
friend,
you got to get discipline.
Francoise.
Yes, ma'am.
Look at you giving me more. Look at you giving me more advice than I've gotten in 10 years from my own people.
I'm just
see how that works.
Look at God.
Plain and simple.
Okay.
Look at it. You know what I mean? It's that simple.
I like to buy stuff too. I like to keep my cash. I like to hoard my cash. I do.
Yeah.
But I also like to know that when I want to get a credit card, if I want something with some zeros behind it, not just a $500, if I want a nice $5,000 or $10,000 card, guess what you do? You prove to the creditors that you are worthy. If you are not going to pay your shit on time, you are not going to have cards with zeros. Okay? They're not going to trust you because you're not a good steward of your money for their money. Why do you think people are going to trust you with their money when you don't even handle your own? But see, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
bitch for saying that. I'm a bitch.
Oh.
I'm a bitch for saying all that. I'm like, I'm such a bad person.
Right.
I'm
But
such
isn't
a
that
horrible person.
helpful?
Now, Keisha might pay her bills. I don't know what Keisha does, and I don't
Right.
care. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, to me, the
Yeah.
dialogue of being a bad bitch wasn't matching
Yeah.
up when she is so thrilled that she had just got approved for a store card. When I would think that when you have good credit, you already
You
know
didn't
that
even
you're going
need
to
the
be
store card.
approved.
Right. Oh, did
Right.
you need
You
it?
don't need it. And
Yeah.
also, it should just be like a maneuver. Oh, okay.
Right.
If I use this, I'm going to get some points and you guys are going to give me
Right.
20% off. Okay. Let me
Yeah.
let my money work for me. There's nothing
Right.
wrong with getting a store card. There's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with being a discount place, but you got to make
Mm-hmm.
it worth your while. You
Right.
got to make it so that before that bill comes and you're paying it
You
off
already
within 30
know.
days, because that
Mm-hmm.
27% is going to choke you out. So get your
Mm-hmm.
20% off. Get your just for signing up credit. Get your points. But when the bill comes, you pay it off.
I
You
hope
pay it
you're
off.
listening,
Now,
Keisha.
everyone's not going to do that, but even if you have to pay it 30, 60, 90, you don't have
Yeah.
to always stretch it out. Like a $500, come on. Like
Yeah.
Jeremy's buying $500 belts. Tell him to
Right.
get one less belt and pay for the
Right.
damn tile. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't, like
Today.
to me, like I was saying the other day, if Jasmine wants to go get a maid and
Mm-hmm.
you make $100 a video and you need to pay
Yeah.
$600 to get a maid or a housekeeper to come in or a
Yeah.
babysitter while you're doing these fugazi classes,
Mm-hmm.
do 6 more videos.
Hey,
Do
I
6 more
literally wrote that
videos.
down. That was some math for me, friend. I'm not joking.
It's
Like,
just
I hope,
easy. Add
yeah.
to your bottom line.
Right.
Don't try to
Yeah.
make $1 out of 15 cents. You're already fucking broke. If you
Yes.
need to add to it, add to it.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
be damned if I'm taking away from my budget. I'm adding to my
Right.
budget. If I want
Yeah.
to purchase something, I'm going to make sure I've got the money. If it's YouTube, YouTube is paying for it. The other day, I bought a bunch of shit from Best Buy. Yesterday, I went to go pick
Right.
some stuff up, ordered, and it's nothing I needed. It was just stuff that I wanted, but I got a YouTube check coming in because YouTube
Right.
is always going
Which
to
is
pay
why
for
you
it. I'm
got
not
it.
taking it, and
Yeah.
it's just how I look at it. But I'm not taking money that is designated for my household and for my family and for
Mm-hmm.
us to play around on the
Yeah.
internet. That YouTube check is my
Mm-hmm.
internet play money. And that's what I do with that
Mm-hmm.
YouTube check. That's the way I see it. If I had to get a housekeeper because bitches think my house is dirty and fucked up around here, guess what's going to
Mm-hmm.
pay for it? My YouTube
YouTube.
check.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube's going to pay for it. Absolutely. But you know, you can do that also when you have multiple streams of income. When you got a paycheck, when you've
Play a
got a
sound.
side hustle.
That's
Okay,
a clip.
that's another like
Multiple
y'all
streams of income.
multiple streams of income.
I didn't see that on Keisha's flyer. Sorry, Keisha
Yeah,
Boo. I
when
did
your
not see
man
that on
has
the
a job,
flyer.
you have a
Mm-hmm.
job, you've got multiple businesses, and you've got
Yeah.
ways to make money. Look at
Yeah.
people used to think. I used to think Phaedra was a little bit silly when she would say we got businesses. But you know what?
Yeah.
As I really thought about it, and I really started thinking more about making money and making the most out of a bag. Yeah,
Yeah.
Phaedra wasn't silly. It
No.
sounded silly because Phaedra is silly. She's a silly person. She's funny.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, and then
It's the way.
Candy,
Yeah.
it's girl. These are the two that don't have money problems.
Right.
Phaedra
And that's
stays in her bag. Candy stays in her bag. Then there's people who, you know, we see Portia. You know, Portia's got her way of staying in her bag, which is staying in a man's face. But we see how people have to do it.
yeah. And it
You
should
know,
be, I think, you know, I think it's something that I think lately people are learning that it's like it's necessary. It's a principle. It's something that you build your family's longevity and legacy and financial stability on, to be able to have multiple avenues and multiple streams. And I'm not saying that she doesn't, because obviously she does got lengths and she does YouTube, but it's like do more, show more of that. We want to hear more of that. I want to hear less about Jeremy's penis and more about the coin in the bag. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And yeah, stop being ugly, girlfriend. It's the ugliness that takes everybody out.
she's extremely arrogant.
Yeah.
She's very arrogant, and I
Yeah.
think that's the turnoff for people because it's like, girl, you're not perfect. And I
Yeah.
know all of us know. I mean, I was thinking about this morning. You know, I didn't think that I had to say, "Hey, good morning. This is the not this is the Not Perfect Bitch broadcast or something. Like I've got to preface every day that I'm not perfect. I think everybody should know that. But I think that again, people who are feeling low about themselves, you know, there's a degree of people out here who feel low. There are a lot of people out here that feel unaccomplished. There are people out here that when they see maybe you, BBG, or anyone in the chat, you know, Tina Lachey, Camila, Tennessee Hennessy, pull up to the traffic light and you're in your nice Benz or your nice sports car. Maybe you got your Cadillac. I don't know. I don't know what you're pushing. Whatever it is, they feel away because maybe they're at the bus stop. Maybe they're in an Uber. Maybe they're getting a ride. Maybe their shit just broke down. Maybe they're just not feeling. Maybe they are feeling a way.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, instead of being a hater, because that's what it is, elevate.
Boom.
Like, don't be mad at me because I'm on my shit. Yeah. Just because you have no respect for me, respect the fact I'm on my shit and I'm handling
and leave it alone.
If you don't like it, too bad.
Yep.
Too bad. Like, you like hateration, use it for motivation. Like if you know what I mean? Like it's like you can see the hate a mile away. Like talking about me and talking about what I got going on when really the topic at hand is like Olivia or Keisha.
Which, you know, there's a lot to talk about.
Get back on topic. Get back on topic. Like I'm not on topic. They're on the topic, not me.
Yeah. And if you're looking,
so it's weird.
Yeah. And I think also, this is the last thing to say, sorry, y'all. I think that there's a certain amount personally. So if I am watching the mommies or whatever, and you know, and I don't watch them on my own. I watch only through reactions because I like the commentary. But so if I'm watching a reaction and somebody does something and somebody says, you know, Jasmine didn't do this thing right, or Jasmine could have did this better or whatever. Naturally, I do say, oh, I don't think I do that, do I? Right? But this is in all instances. This is just how I think. I'm looking at someone, and before I say they did that, I'm like, I don't do that, right? No, I don't do that. And then I can say, you know, yeah, I don't think she should have did this or whatever. But what I think is to the point about, you know, people hating or whatever, something that came up in my house because I'm talking about, you know, what's happening on the YouTube streets. I'm like, I don't know what could possibly be said about Fran, and I'm not kissing ass. I'm just being honest. I don't know what could be said that applies to whatever logic we're holding everybody else to, if that makes sense, or whatever rubric or standards we're holding everybody else to. And it's not about necessarily what all you've been able to accomplish, you know, it's just particularly about what we see at face value. I don't see your whole house every day, Fran, and I don't see, even though I do enjoy your office, we don't see everything, but we see enough and we hear enough of you and about how you think to know. And this applies to a lot of reactors. It applies to a lot of, you know, the people we associate with in the comment sections. We can see that people mean what they say. That's what I'm trying to say. I think that people are not
walking the talk or matching up.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. And so,
not matching up.
And beyond that, beyond knowing that people are living the lives that they're speaking of, and they're holding themselves to the same standards that they're holding other people to, what more is there to be upset about or to decide that this isn't enough? You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. That's strange to yours truly. What do I know?
Well, no, I hear what you're saying, and I think that that's a very good point. So, so where Jasmine and company come in and they say, well, you know, what I'm giving you should be enough, right?
Oh, no, not them. Well, no, wait, hold on.
I'm comparing them to the
okay. I was gonna say, no, ma'am, right? No ham, no turkey. Go ahead.
Well, not that they're doing it perfect or doing it right, because obviously we see where there's some challenges. There's some, you know, like they say in corporate America, some opportunities, right? For improvement. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect, but I'm also of a certain age. I have been there, done that. Now, have I dated a pimp? No. We had someone yesterday who came out on the YouTube streets and dropped all their shit, and that's okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if Kels wants to drop her shit and she wants to tell you the real about her life and what she has done in her past, and today and yesterday was the day that it was time to drop it. Yeah, girl. I applaud her. You know what I'm saying? No matter what's happening on the YouTube streets, no matter where we are at this point, with
Mhm.
people and their relationships and lack thereof, or whatever the case might be, if she felt it was time to drop some truth on herself,
Yeah.
congratulations. I am not
Yeah.
knocking that. Okay.
Mhm.
If somebody wants to come out and say, if Yanni wants to drop her truth, that's her business. If Tasha wants to come drop a truth, that's her business. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, if I want to come here and I say fuck you, and whatever the case might be, tell the little nigga to come to the house. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
if there's a baby out here with our
Yeah.
name on it, because
Yeah.
let me tell you something. If my husband dropped some seed 2 years ago, at the end of the day, it's not his, it's ours. Okay. Because we are
And
married and his body is mine and my body is his. Okay.
heard you
So
say
if there's
we.
someone out here who says that
Yeah.
there's a 2-year-old, tell him to come on, holla at us.
Right.
Why
Yeah.
why sit and suffer in silence? But my husband is like, yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Okay. So unless there's always someone. See, I don't have a mugshot. I don't have any interesting stories. I got some interesting stories I could share now, but that's not
Mhm.
this platform. When I want to
Yeah.
share and talk about stuff that happened in college, or stuff that happened in between college and
Mhm.
meeting my husband, um, those are stories I'll share. I feel like I drop some things here and there, but once again, this channel is not about me. This is
You.
about
Right.
YouTube channels you love to watch. If the
Yeah.
YouTube channel you love to watch is Francoise Vlogs, then I'll meet you over there when I'm sharing my experiences. I'm not
Right.
sharing all that over here. It's not necessary. But
Yeah.
there's some hating people that don't know how to come up with a concept for a channel and decide that you're going to make the people who've got concepts your topic. And that's
Yeah.
fine. But
Yeah.
let's be real. Let's spit the truth. At the end of the
Right.
day, this cold tea and baloney, as it pertains to me, it's not the
Mhm.
business. Find
Yeah.
some real shit. At the end of the day, I'm not saying I've been perfect out here, but I haven't
Mhm.
burned a bunch of bridges. I don't fuck
Right.
with people. I have not cheated anybody. I have not
Yeah.
stolen from anybody. There's a lot of people who would have some good things to say about me. Even if someone says that I'm a bitch, so what? When
Right.
has that become a problem?
A crime. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a crime.
It's not a crime.
And if you feel like I'm a bad person because I'm up here and I'm talking to people down there, I don't feel
Mhm.
that way. I'm a woman
Yeah.
and I sit on the toilet just like Jasmine does. I don't go live with it. But if
Yeah.
Jasmine thinks that it's a good idea to go live when you're taking a whole shit, I mean,
Hey.
okay.
But I
You know what I
saw you,
mean? Like,
Jasmine, and I'm
it's
gonna talk about it.
ridiculous. Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
did
talk
it.
about
I
it because that
saw
was
it. I'm
that
gonna
was
say
that was
something.
crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy. You wonder why people don't respect you because you don't take time for yourself. You don't
Yeah.
value the sanctity of privacy. But when
Yeah.
it comes down to people running your business, now you want some privacy, but you
Right.
sat up there and took a whole shit, didn't wipe your ass,
Ew.
took your shitty ass hands and washed your face. And yes,
Ah,
guys, that did happen. Yes, you're screaming.
no. Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
okay. And it was when Yanni said yesterday, it really meant a lot to me. Yanni was saying, friend, I don't know how you do it. They've been
I
dragging you
heard
and you
that.
just get up every single day and you just come
Yeah,
right back
and go
on
right
live.
back.
And I'm just
Yeah.
like, because you know what? And I'm telling you, I have a wonderful partner and who is my husband. And
Yeah.
he it's not like he's pushing me because like this is like he's Joe Jackson or anything. But
Mhm.
he knows how much I love doing this.
He's
He
supportive.
knows how much energy it gives me as a woman and to have my
Yeah.
own thing. I've been in the
Yeah.
house on quarantine for 2 years. All
Yeah.
I do is take our daughter to school. Now I do work from home.
Yeah.
Contrary to people say, I do have a whole job and it pays well. And I don't want to be crass about it. But at the end of the day, I mean, guys, look, if you're in your 30s, I want to give you some encouragement. The jobs are coming, the money is coming. At the end of the day, when you can look at your age and you can double it, and
Yeah.
that's so if you're 30 and you're at least making 60, good for you. If you're someone
Yeah.
like me and you're making 50 and you need to be making 100, I have been able, my sister told me that when I was about 25, she told me that I needed to double my age with my salary. And I've always thought about that. Whenever I've accepted a job, whenever I'm getting a promotion, whenever
Yeah.
I worked for commission, I was in agency and we used to make, we would make commission.
Yeah.
And so it was more like a sales job, even though it was human resources, but it was, it's agency. But anyway, she always told me to double my age, right?
Mhm.
And I have been able to do that my whole entire career. So you guys
Right.
take that for whatever you want. And I'm not sitting up here trying to
We
brag,
take
because if
it.
I brag, say
Mhm.
it, people are gonna think I'm
Right.
bragging. But
Well,
making
I'll brag.
$100,000
I'll do it for
is
you. A blessing
it's an
and well
accomplishment.
deserved.
It's a
Yes, it
blessing and it's an
is.
accomplishment, but it's something that
Yes.
is doable. Everybody
Yes.
can do that. Everyone can
Oh,
do it. You can do it.
look.
It's not
Thank you.
unattainable, guys. It really isn't. Now, 250, when I get to 250, and that's my earning statement as a woman,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
I feel like that would be a major accomplishment for me. But the fact
Mhm.
that I get an earning statement every month, and my mom used to talk to me. My mom was a registered nurse. She gave up
Mhm.
her career. She had 5 children, and she stayed
Mhm.
at home.
Mhm.
And the fact that I bought a house, my sister bought a house, and all my sisters bought their own homes and all of those
Mhm.
things. And we've all done, okay for ourselves.
Well.
My
Mhm.
mother was always so proud of us because she always talked about never being able to have like her own apartment. Basically,
Oh,
after finishing nursing school, she got married. So she
right.
never had her own place. Her closest to her own place was when she was in nursing school. And she always talked about, like, I want you to have your own house. I want you to do this. I
Mhm.
want you to do that. She poured in kind of
Mhm.
women's independence, kind of the maybe because she was coming up at the time of the women's movement, so a lot of
Right.
that voice of doing for yourself, all of those
Yeah.
things, even though she was a married woman housewife,
Mhm.
she poured into us a lot. So any of you wondering why I didn't get married and have kids until I was 40, why my sister didn't get married till she was 36 and have kids till she was 37, why another one of my sisters didn't get married till she was 35, why we all got married late, why we all went through school, why we delayed having babies for career, because we had a mother who gave up her whole entire career right after she got her credentials and raised 5 kids. So
I
all I
think we
ever
can
heard from
tell.
my mother was about having
Yeah.
a career, having
We
your
can
money,
tell. I can
doing
tell.
all
I
of
don't
these
know about other
things,
people.
and not
Yeah.
being reliant on a man. Even
Yeah.
though I love my husband, he is like the air that I breathe. So I am very reliant on him,
Yeah.
but we do this damn thing together.
Yeah.
We do it together,
Yeah.
you
Okay,
know?
let me drop that down in the
So
chat. I have a lot to say and
thank
I'll
you
never
so
leave.
much, BBG.
Thanks
You're
for
a
talking to me,
sweetheart.
friend.
Thank you for coming to talk to me.
You're welcome. See you
You're a
soon. Bye bye.
sweetheart. Yes, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, back to Keisha really quick. At the end of the day, I don't have I don't have a hard place for Keisha. I certainly don't have a soft spot for Keisha. I see Keisha. I see that Keisha is probably someone who could do well for herself, and she could own that. Like, she could own it. I think Keisha is the type of person who is still looking for validation of her bossness. Like, she wants people to give her flowers every damn day. But I think as an adult, I'm dropping it, Dr. A. I think as an adult, you realize, yeah, you're not going to get your flowers dropped every day, boo boo. It's just not going to happen. You think I get shit dropped off for me sometimes, and that I'm not saying it to feel sorry for me. I've had fucking Karens coming for my neck at work. I had people coming for me that I didn't even know who were coming. You're not gonna get flowers every day, guys. That's not the reality. Just because you're a bad bitch doesn't mean you get the bad bitch award every day. You got to get up, look in the mirror, and you got to give yourself the bad bitch award. It's the fake and phony women's empowerment for me. There's a lot of people out here who say that, yeah, you should be empowering, you should be doing, you fucking do it. You hit the go live button and you do it. Don't tell me what to do. I give my own version of women's empowerment every day. Me and my women's empowerment is telling you, stop being a sucker. Stop laying down and doing the most for a man who is not doing the most for you. My women's empowerment is telling you, stop being out here and looking stupid. Stop doing more than what's being done for you. That's women's empowerment to me. And if you think that that comes from me being in a better place, well, okay, maybe I am. But don't think that men haven't tried to lie to me and take and do me wrong. I just was always the type of person that was okay with being by myself. I had friends that were booed up, knocked up, fucked up, all of the things. Girl, I'd be getting up, going to work, getting up, going to work, getting up, going to work, and getting up, going to work. Okay. because I didn't have a boyfriend that lived with me to pay my bills. I never did. Until my boyfriend, who eventually became my husband, moved in, I didn't have any help. I had paid my own bills, bought my own house, put down my own deposit, period. And for people who are like, oh, she got some sort of inheritance. What kind of inheritance did I get when my parents were still alive? That's what I would like to know. That's what I would like to know. My mother died in 2016. My father died in 2017. I bought my house in 2006. So for all the snaggletooth, ugly ass, dumb bitches behind avatars who think you know so much, number one, tell me what's wrong about an inheritance. I'll wait right there. That's number one. But two, tell me how I got an inheritance from my parents when my parents were still alive. Okay. And tell me number three, if you want to try to be cute with it, try to pull those closing documents and see where I put down $1,000. See, back in 2006 when I bought my first home, you didn't have to have $20,000 and $30,000 to put down on a house. Dr. Amira, do you remember before the mortgage crisis? You could
Yes,
damn
ma'am.
near walk into a mortgage company with fake papers and no job and walk out with damn $250,000 house. Okay. So I
Exactly.
put down $1,000 on a house that cost me $87,000 and lived in that house for 14 years. We sold it for $150,000 and moved right up on into this one. Okay.
Well, that's right. That's right.
Okay. All
I
right. I
just,
put down $1,000. All right.
I just don't understand the gall of a lot of these young. I ain't gonna say young girl because some of these young
Girl, they're
women
growing
got
up every
like some
day.
kind
These are people in their 30s and their 20s who want to be baddies. So just talk to them just like you and me. They walk and talk and poop and everything just like we do. Sorry to be crass, guys, but it is what it is. At the end of the
of.
day, we are all women. Period.
I mean, to me, it's just like I don't owe you shit. I'm just gonna keep it real. I don't owe you shit. I don't have to pat you on your back. I don't have to kiss your ass. I don't have to say good job, girl. You're not my child. You're not my
Right.
daughter. You know what I mean? I got my daughter, and you know what? I have a 32-year-old. Well, she'll be 32 this month, so we just gonna say 32, right? So she'll be
You have a
32
grown daughter. Yeah.
this year, and I have 5 grandchildren. Now she has a son. I still don't pat her on her back when she's not doing right. I check her. I go in on her like, look, girl, this is dumb what you just did. I'm just not gonna lie. Well, mama, can't you just be proud of me? I am proud of you, but you fucking up. I
Right.
mean, you just gotta tell them what it is. And I don't have time to be sugarcoating the likes of Jasmine and Chrissy and all this other type of stuff. Your little heifers just need to grow up and be grown. And you pay the cost to be the boss. So when you lay down with the damn demon barrels, when you lay down with snake skins, and guess what? God damn it, then it's just goddamn snake skin. I mean, what you want from me? You can't get mad. And then when somebody keep telling you till they blue in the face and you don't want to listen, then you get mad at the outcome. Listen, life is not like that. This world will eat your ass up. And it's really just that simple. I hate to be crass and
No,
frank,
you're
but
not.
I'm just not in the
Girl, you
mood
can
today.
speak your mind here. We're good.
I'm just not in the mood for this bullshit, I'm just not in the mood because people need to understand that life does not grow on trees. You have to make your life what you make your life. It's up to you to make your life, special. It's up to you to do things to get a decent man. It's up to you. It's always a woe is me. Oh, whoa, I get a bad man. Well, what were you doing to get a bad man? Then you got to think about where you meet these men at. Like, you know, I mean, something, plenty of fish. I mean, what are y'all talking about? Why would you
Right.
meet a man on plenty of fish? That's not a good place because guess what they want? They want booty. Okay? They
Right.
want booty. You know what I mean? These are not men that you, and then if a man is so quickly to move in with you, you got to kind of look at him that he ain't got shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why are you taking care of a grown ass man and you don't even take care of your children, Jasmine? Uh, it's just things like that. Chrissy, girl, you got 20 children. Now, why are you still taking care of grown men? Why do they? This is what what I'm trying to say. I've noticed a lot of that. I even had a homegirl. She was younger than me. I gotta tell y'all this. She went from a husband, y'all. He had passed away. You know, she went from a husband. Then she found a bum. Literally, he was a bum on the street, living in his car. She then went and got, his all of his healthcare needs. She done gave him surgery. She done paid for him a surgery, then fixed him all the way up. Guess what, y'all? She done hooked him up. You hear me? Guess what? He left her ass for somebody else. You hear what I'm talking
That's what
about?
happens.
Man, see,
remember, someone said it in the comments the other day. The Bobby Brown movie, Thin Line Between Love and Hate. But look on the YouTube streets. Look at Zolo and Donna. I mean, Liv could not get Zolo back if she wished upon a falling star. Okay,
exactly.
Zolo is done with her type because he's moved on. He got on this internet. He said, "I want an older woman who is about her business and has some money." Okay, and that's exactly what happened. Hold on a second. Eric, if you can reverse that, can you please do that? I'm not sure what happened, honey. So yeah, if she could not qualify for him. So even not saying he's some high value man or anything, but at the end of the day, he has increased over this time last year. This time last year, he was at the transitional house. This time this year, he's got a YouTube channel, a couple YouTube channels that are monetized. I don't know what kind of money he's making. He's got a network. He's got you know what I mean? Look, the things that make us valuable out here in this world sometimes are network, notoriety, streams of income, and visibility. And he's got some of those things now. And because of that, that makes him better today than he was yesterday. Even no matter what your opinion is of this guy, Olivia could not score him today over a year ago. You see what I'm saying?
Even Gerard came up.
She can't score Gerard. She can't score none of the men that she's had. Like, she's a perfect example of someone who cannot score. Like, let's look at Chrissy. Her the boy who lives in Colorado. His father is married. Her second daughter, her father is what? Married. These are men who left Chrissy and married other women. They didn't marry her. They had babies with her, moved on, married other women.
Yep. And doing good.
And doing good. Okay. Okay.
And doing good. So what was you doing? See, I want to know what y'all was doing to not keep them. That's what I want to know. So we can write
playing around.
I already know.
It was on some play. Look, if you're meeting someone and it's a hot night and or y'all, like, for instance, look, I'm gonna pick on Chrissy because there's a whole documented video that she has up of when she met the twins' father, and they were over there at the tax place. Do you remember that video? She dropped down the whole story. The guy who was the twins' father was someone she was doing taxes with. They were doing they met on some business, okay? And they started mixing business with pleasure. And clearly they weren't using protection, and she got pregnant, and homie was not here for it, and he ghosted her. She had to get in touch with him through someone else. This man knew she was pregnant. He told her to have an abortion. He and didn't want to have nothing to do with it. And she finally got in touch with him through someone else. Then finally, he got his papers, but he doesn't want to have anything to do with those kids. And this is someone who she was messing with on, she didn't give us the whole, like, okay, and then this happened and then that happened. But basically, he was someone she was doing business with. And they laid down and started having some fun. And it was on some sex. It was on some let's fuck. Just to be honest, it was on some let's do this damn thing, right? And when she got pregnant, he was done. And it's like all of these women out here, let's even talk back to Keisha, because that was kind of the topic. At the end of the day, Jeremy came over there one day with his duffel bag and never left. And then they start getting pregnant and having babies, and then she can't have sex, and he tells her he's horny, and she gives him a hall pass. What did you think was going to happen? He's in his 20s.
He got somebody else pregnant though.
He got Ashley pregnant. I think she had one termination and then she got pregnant again. So both times story is that the condoms broke. But you keep stroking and you're not using plan Bs. Okay. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, make it make sense, guys. It's 2022. If you get pregnant
and so
in 2022,
basically she's taking her hard-earned money to pay child support for him, correct?
I don't even know.
Basically.
The word on the street is he's not even paying child support. That's the word on the street.
Oh.
So I don't know if he's paying child support or not. According to Ashley, I don't know that he's paying child support.
What is wrong with her? She better get that child support money. Forget that ding-a-ling.
Well, I don't know. It's not that she doesn't want it. I just think that maybe there's too much with it. You know, Keisha is, you know, look, I think some people, maybe Ashley is going to just be happy the fact that she has her son. That's the one thing that Ashley's probably going to have to square up is that, you know, that song, thank God, thanks for my child. She might just have to be thanks for my child. You know what I mean? And keep it pushing, because dealing with him, you got to deal with this fugazi chick named Keisha. And Keisha is damn near having a fucking nervous breakdown every single time she thinks about the fact that there's this little light-skinned boy that looks just like her man. And she's mad. She's mad about it. And Jeremy tells her exactly what she needs to hear to stay hooked. Keisha is hooked. Keisha's not in love. Keisha got that hook. Okay? He has her hook, line, and sinker. And when he tells her all that little silly stuff in her ear, and that's what she buys into, and that's what she believes, and she feels empowered to come on this internet all the time and pop her shit about relationship. But you could tell she's very bitter, she's very angry that he's had this baby, but there's nothing you can do about it, because at the end of the day, there's two facts that we know. He was sleeping with Ashley, and he and Ashley have a baby, and it's too bad. That's it. Like, you're gonna have to deal with it. So maybe three facts. He was fucking her, they betted, they had a baby, and you got to deal with it. That's it. That's it. That's it, and that's all. Keisha's having a hard time with that. So where does the disbelief come in, or the mad at the YouTube streets? I don't know, because people like to put their business out there, and they just want to, like, look, I'm gonna put this right here. That's what they do. They come with a whole pile of shit, Dr. Amira, and they're gonna come to your channel, and they're going to say, "Can I just lay this right here? I'm gonna lay right here," and then they expect you not to talk about it. Girl, bye.
That's what I understand now. This is the same young lady. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I don't mind being corrected. Listen, this is the same young lady that wrote a book, and she's not married to him, right? Yes. They're not married. They just boyfriend and girlfriend. Well, excuse me, baby daddy, baby mama. I guess that's a step up, I guess. Baby mama, baby daddy, right? She wrote a book on how to deal with your man going outside of it. I mean, I don't understand. She's not even married. Look, what's the conversation?
I think she was just trying to tell her story of what happened. I don't think she's necessarily trying to condone it, even though she feels like she's got the bad bitch award. I don't think she's trying to condone it, but I think she just wants people to know her version of the story, because Keisha, I think, does suffer a little bit from like superwoman syndrome. And I think she feels like it put a chink in her armor, the fact that he had a baby outside of their relationship. But at the end of the day, you should never, it's a discipline and it's an honor for a man to have a woman who is having your twins. And the fact that he could not hold himself and be disciplined within himself to not have sex outside of the relationship during a time where you were unable, and you as a woman, and I'm sorry, that was a weak move to give him the open door to say, yeah, go ahead. That just showed us, like, that's just where you're at. If you're sexually open like that, you don't mind sharing your man, then just deal with it. Like,
about it.
Yeah. If you're sexually open and you don't mind sharing your man, this is the wages. He's going to bring home other kids. See, I don't share my man. I don't share mine, and we don't have outside kids. I don't care what anyone says to try to discredit me or get me off topic. We don't have any outside kids. My husband doesn't have an outside kid. My husband didn't have an affair on me. And if you can say it as many times as you want, doesn't make it true. It just looks like some salty bitches trying to discredit me. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I know who I am. You know what I mean? Like that's all they can come up with, because I don't have a true confessions moment. I don't have a mugshot for them to smear all over the place. They just have my husband's mugshot when his, when unfortunately a family member was using his name. And at the end of the day, when you run the background check, what you come up with? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. So keep running the mugshot. Like all the stuff that they do to try to discredit me, it comes to like a dead end.
It's really ignorant for people to go to the point of having to dig up dirt. Now it's what you put out. You know what I mean? A girl puts out all her business, so she can't expect people not to talk about that, right? So why are we even talking about? So why talk about something that's not put out? You know what I mean? So why they worried about? Well, I know why they worried. They jealous, but that's
because
not
they
the
don't
point.
like me. Yeah, they want to like. Where does she come off telling people to do this or do that? Why are you talking to these? So it's why are you talking to these younger women? Because I've got the wisdom and I've been there, done that. That's why I'm talking to the younger women. Because at any day and time, I don't get the privilege of meeting someone who was born at the exact days, the exact time that I was born. So I don't really know people who are to the second my age. So people are going to always be older or younger. I mean, like, let's think about it. That's just dumb. But at the end of the day, if I've got some wisdom to share with people, or we're just having conversations as women, me and Dr. A, that's my business. That's what I chose to do. And you can not show up for it. Like if it bothers you, don't come. I'm sure if I hit my thing, there are plenty of other people live right now.
This is one thing I want to say. You know what irritates me? I'm 48 years old and I'm proud of it. I get
Girl,
irritated
48 and
by
you got a 30-year-old who's grown and 5 grandchildren. You're winning. There's a lot of people who would love to be your age, look amazing. And, you had a daughter early, but at the end of the day, look at you holding, you were a beautiful woman and you've got a daughter, who's 30 years old and you've got your grandchildren and you're young enough to enjoy all of that.
shoot. I got
That's a win.
shoot. I got two sons. I got I don't know how old. I forgot how old all of them are. They in they late 20s. My other two sons in their late 20s, and I got a 6-year-old. So, and two stepdaughters.
You're blessed. Yeah.
But and I'm married. So why and I didn't do the whole cow for long, but anyway, that's another story.
Look, it's the culture. At the end of the day, a lot of us have made it very easy for the men to be able to get some of the best of us without making the commitment. So there's a lot of fixing that we have to do to change the culture. And some of you moms with sons have to instill in your boys that that's not the honorable thing to do. And us women, it's incumbent on us to instill it in our daughters that, yeah, you can have a man over if you want to. I mean, I'm not going to tell my daughter not to have sex before marriage when she's a grown ass woman in her 20s and living in her own place. But don't let me come over here and see some rusty ass man up in your shower. That's going to be a problem because me and your father going to put his fucking ass out. Period. Don't let us catch. Like it needs to be wholesome up in here. Because when Mr. Right does come, he doesn't need to be smelling nobody else's cologne. Because the guy who's going to lay up with you overnight like that, he's probably not going to be the one to marry you.
And you don't want no man smell like couch anyway. I don't know if people know what that means, but you don't want no man to be on the couch all the time. That means he smells like the couch.
No couch surfers, no hobos.
The couch and special a half a box of rice or Chinese food, but that's another story. Yeah. However, with the age, this is what I'm trying to tell a lot of my younger sisters. First of all, it's nothing wrong with me being 48, girl, because I'd have been there and done that. And I'm very proud to be walking around being 48 years old. And I lived and I can sure tell you some things that you probably don't know about. And although I'm old, as people call it, but 48 is not even really old nowadays.
Girl, some of these old hags on the YouTube streets that are in their 30s that look busted AF. Are you kidding me? Girl, stop it. Some of these girls are qualifying for hag status and they are in their 30s. It's a shame. So, because they're too busy staying up late, crying on their pillow, hoping and wishing and praying for the wrong things, which is for some dick to come back to the house rather than their sanity and salvation. So, girl, by 48 and looking amazing. So, yeah, keep going, hun.
But my thing is, I think that that's that whole ism thing. That's that whole Willie Lynch-ism theory, right? Instead of listening to the elders or listening to people who are older than you on a little term, just a little bit, maybe you will get much further in life. Because thank God they did not have the internet when I was around their age. Oh my God, I made so many mistakes. Thank God
Girl,
that wasn't public. But do you think I'm gonna talk about my mistakes I made? No.
never.
Some of them, yeah, but not all of them, because I made
There's
a
some
whole
things
different
that go
mistake.
to your grave, okay?
Exactly.
Absolutely. Let me tell you, I have a good friend who's an
Mhm.
attorney, and I went to go visit her. This is before she even became an attorney. So we were on Bourbon Street. This was Mardi Gras. And a couple of the girls were law school. They all went to Loyola. If you're listening, you know who you are. And we were on Bourbon Street, and it was about 10 of us. This predates like everybody having a cell phone. It was at 2 o'clock. If we get separated, meet us. Everybody meet at the daiquiri place on this corner, like literally. Because we all had a plan. We would stay grouped up to a
Mhm.
certain, like it was a group of us, and then there were the subgroups, right?
Right.
Girl, our friend, she wanted to have her Jerry Springer moment, showing her tits on Bourbon Street. Some of us were some of us were taking the pictures, and then some of us were, doing whatever they were doing, right? At the end
Right.
of the day, she said, "Please don't take a picture." But then again, she was like, "Well, my face will be covered, so I won't care," because she was concerned about the bar. If something like that would have hit, I don't know what the stipulations are today about the bar, but she was concerned about the bar, and that applying to the bar, if somebody were to send a picture or something were to surface as she is a licensed attorney, that could ruin her career. Like, all of us have checks and balances, whether it's for your job, your people, your man, your
Exactly.
your potential in-laws, all of those things. But there are people out here who are circulating out here as if they are above the law. And I don't mean man's law. Like in your municipality, I'm talking about
Right.
the law, like what's right and what's wrong, with being
Right.
righteous and doing the
Morals.
right things out here, morals,
Mhm.
ethics, all of those things. There are people out here who feel like just because it should be okay. Jasmine sitting on the toilet. Girl, I'm at my house. Keisha
Ooh.
raising Cain and emasculating her man all the time. It's okay. It's just because. Like, all of these people who seem to be able to operate out here, Polo Tink Tank, and all this stuff, giving people around. It's like I said earlier, and I've said it like 3 times today. It's the fake women's empowerment for me. Me listening to people tell people sit up here telling strong mommy Chrissy she is like the girl. You better be doing your damn thing. You got 9 kids and you're single. You got to take care of those kids. You don't have a choice. It's the law is going to be involved if you don't. Like, why
Exactly.
is
You're
it
gonna be
so,
split up
girl?
right in
I love,
foster care.
she was making those beds the other day. Girl, I love how you take care of your children. What the fuck other choice does she have? I'm thinking to myself, you know what? This is stupid. Maybe I do need to move on because this is dumb now. This is like getting dumb. Like, do you think I'm getting a thank you card because I'm setting up a bed for Farah? That's what I'm supposed to do. How am I going to sit on a hybrid king size, beautiful ass bed and my daughter doesn't have the equivalent? Are you kidding me?
It's
What sense
ridiculous
does that
though.
make?
I'm not gonna pat nobody on the back. That's just
For
like
doing basic. Oh, we love how you feed your
little
kids.
things.
You better. You better.
Jasmine got a compliment because you're a good mother. Where? Remember that?
What? Because she's
Where?
mothering? You're a good mother because you're mothering? Oh, okay, girl.
I'm like,
Congratulations, you
okay.
got a car. You better. You live in fucking Texas. Why wouldn't you have
You
a
quite
car? You
kept
have a
breaking
job.
down. You didn't have
Why is it
a
that
choice.
we're congratulating people on being basic? When has basic been good enough? Why is basic just great? Basic is not great. Basic is
because they
basic,
didn't have anything. Their
girl.
mommies didn't instill for them to have stuff. You can tell that. You can kind of tell by how they move. Like it's not good. That's not good enough. You know, you need to. You're
I'm
supposed to
not
have a
applauding
place where you
basic. I'm
from.
sorry. Basic is just that. It's like it's duh. Basic is like, is that supposed to be special? Like, okay. Now, if you came from the bottoms, you had to drag yourself out of the homeless shelter and you dealt with all kinds of adversity and trauma, then I'm gonna say,
Right.
girl, you're doing your damn thing. Good for you.
Exactly.
You're getting there, and we're watching, and girl, keep moving. Okay. But these women did not come from all the way down to the bottoms. And if they did, then tell your story so we can hear and understand. But at the end of the day, even at a certain point, you hadn't been in the bottoms for a decade. Can we move past that? But you
Can
want to
we
sit
see?
up here and call yourself a boss, but we're not seeing boss moves. We're seeing
And can
lame
we
moves.
stop? And the thing is, I'm tired of Jasmine keep on talking about the reactors this, the reactors that. Like, girl, like get over yourself. Look, just do what you're supposed to do. How about, nobody would have anything to talk about if you wouldn't put it out there, Jasmine. How that's a lesson for any of them. It's always the press central. Jasmine sitting on the floor crying. Her sitting on the floor crying. I don't have, and then and then it's the enabling for me. Some of y'all enable these women way too much. Y'all giving them basically stuff that they should have. Jasmine should have beds for her children. Like, that is her responsibility. It's not nobody else's responsibility to buy beds. Donations, I get, right? I get people want to do gifts, but I'm talking about a whole bed, living room furniture. Like, this is crazy to me. I mean, that dry bagging,
It's
that dry
ridiculous.
bagging mentality. Good Lord. It's like the new welfare, basically.
Right,
I swear.
crowdsourcing. It's the GoFundMe lifestyle.
Mhm,
Like at the end of
mhm.
the day, it is funny to me how people will say, look, at the end of the day, too, like, okay, so there's the GoFundMe lifestyle, and then there's the well, you've got your Cash App out. Okay. That's because I've been live for 3 hours. And I'm giving some entertainment. At the end of the day, the bottom line is it's okay. AdSense will cover me and I'll get paid for the video. But at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with asking for a tip or making your information available to remind people, hey, girl, if you want to throw me a couple of dollars to throw your support and support what I'm doing here, that's cool. But at the end of the day, me getting up here and saying, guys, you know what? There's this sectional that I really want, and it's $4,000, and I'm collecting donations for it. If you want to see me live streaming in the living room from my $4,000 sofa, go ahead and drop me some Cash App. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do
Yeah.
that because if I want something, I'm going to go earn it and pay for it. I don't want people feeling like I owe them a podcast because they helped pay for a sofa. Like, it doesn't work like that.
It
But
just
Jasmine will collect money
Mhm.
for rent, rental payments, beds for kids, cameras, free clothes, everything, food,
anything.
everything. A man, everything. Everything is crowdsourced and charity over there.
And as a
And
man, Chris, and these men, I would just, I don't know what kind of peaceless piece of shit men these are. Because
bums
my
and
husband will be
dusties.
like, you better give her back that stuff. We're not keeping that furniture. I'm a man. I can make my own money. We don't need that money. Yes, sir.
Well, remember Gerard, when Olivia first, on her channel, and they were overwhelmed with all of the gifts that they got that first Christmas, and Gerard was like, please tell the people they don't have to send us anything. Like, he was really he seemed very overwhelmed by, like, the love and support that came out for the family of people just sending stuff to Olivia's PO box. And that's what a real man does, rather than, hey, put the bed on the list, see if they're going to pay for it. Like, Chris is low down.
He
Chris,
is.
I believe, probably was raised hand to mouth, and this is nothing new. And Jasmine, obviously, we know what she's been through as a young woman dealing with the type of man that she was dealing with. And I'm sorry, and I know no one really talks about it, and I've said it before. Um, I don't think Asia knew. I think someone may have even asked Asia, but we don't really know. At the end of the day, I find it hard to believe that out of all the women that that Philip did not pimp, he did not pimp Jasmine. Now we know Jasmine is silly, but at the end of the day, I'm kind of curious how Jasmine was the pickup lady. She picked up payments from the hotels. Jasmine was doing everything but selling her putty cat. And whether she was doing it or not, that's her business. If that never enters the chat or becomes part of the story, again, that's her business. But Jasmine is a very interesting person. And it's like I see almost 2 to 3 different personalities that come up
Yes.
when Jasmine is very angry, then Jasmine the homemaker, and then Jasmine unbothered. There's like many different faces of Jasmine. And what we've seen in the past couple of weeks is that she's very mean and vindictive. That's why she found a good friend like Olivia. But trust and believe, as nice as strong mommy Chris can come off, yeah, Chrissy can be a bitch too. And we've
Yes,
seen
we
that. And she's very manipulative, and she is the type that will stretch that truth as far as she can stretch it to make people feel sorry for her. And that's a very dangerous type of woman.
Well, I don't want to now, y'all, ladies in the chat, please don't be mad at me. And I love y'all with all my heart. But if that's a Leo trait, I'm sorry, don't be mad at me.
Okay.
Leos in
So
the room.
is it drama? Is it the Leo trait of drama? Or what
Yes,
is
it's the
that? That's a
Leo
Leo
trait of
trait. Okay.
competitive energy. The competitive energy, because they're very competitive. Don't be mad at me in the chat, Leos, please. But it's the truth. They're very
Look,
competitive.
we tell the truth on here. We separate the real from the fake. If you don't know yourself, get ready, because at the end of the day, the person that you need to know the best in this life is going to be yourself. Once you know yourself, you will know everything. Okay, knowledge of self is key. If you are not knowledgeable about who you are walking in circles. You can't sit around trying to figure out anyone else if you can't figure out your own self. So if there's a Leo today that just got knowledge and that just set upon you and you got some awareness, that's good. You're blessed.
And then you're a Virgo. So Jasmine is that Virgo. So you got that Virgo. You got the Virgo. Sometimes Virgos have a way of not looking at the whole identity. Meaning, what do I mean by that? Like, for example, a Virgo will see what they want to see. Like, you sometimes they'll know that a person is not shit, and they'll still continue to go with it because it is what it is. You know what I mean?
They're
They
fun.
try to look for the good in people at
Right.
times. And then
They're fun.
sometimes they know that person ain't shit, but then they trying to get something out of it. It just depends on what type of Virgo, because it's like 2 different types of Virgos.
I can buy that.
And so with Jasmine is trying to get a family oriental channel out of oh boy, but he is not very marketable. So she keeps trying to push. So now she's in delusional phase because she's trying to push something that is not really there. You understand what I'm saying? And it's an illusion. See, both of them are just alike in certain ways. See, Chrissy wants the same thing. She wants actually a relationship. Jasmine don't really care necessarily about a relationship. She wants the illusion of it. Chrissy legitimately wants a relationship.
Yeah, Chris could be gone tomorrow and she'll just be on to the next one.
Exactly.
Chrissy really wants the family. I get it. I see that. Chrissy wants the relationship, wants the family, but she's trying to make a bum into the best thing coming. And Chris is what Chris, like, Jasmine's happy because he comes home, he brings his paycheck. But when he finally wakes up and realizes that it's not that, look, those two might stay together forever. Who knows? I actually think that Chris and Jasmine could stay together. They will be together longer than Chrissy and Rod. Rod is about to break up under pressure. If Rod probably didn't have like slim pockets and maybe had some different choices or options, these so between Chrissy and Jasmine, I think Chris is home. Chris is there for
Yep.
now. Will he stay? We don't know. Rod, I think, is probably limited in his pockets and limited in resources. Therefore, he's
Mm-hmm.
at the house. The minute that he can make some different moves,
He
and
up.
he might be gone. He very well might be
But
gone.
see, Chris
And
got it made because Chris can be him. Meaning Chris can go out and slang his penile, right? His polo stick, his juice polo stick box, he can do that, right? And it wouldn't be no big deal for Jasmine, right? But the average
because
female
Jasmine's
would
used to
want
sharing a man. Jasmine had a
right.
pimp or boyfriend.
Exactly. Exactly. So he could pretty much and live off of her. So he hasn't made. So why would he want to really leave though? You know what I'm saying?
He
Unless
doesn't have
somebody
to.
else come
Yeah,
along,
she's
unless he forced to leave. See,
right.
unless he forced to leave. What I mean by that, because powers that be can step in, because this story ain't over for Jasmine. Y'all don't make me pull out my tarot cards, but this story ain't over for Jasmine.
Yeah, because a man
Because
named Philip needs to come out of jail, and we're gonna see him get clocked in the face. We're gonna see Chris get a
exactly.
big 1-2 punch to the face. So, guys,
Uh,
there was someone in the chat who asked about I Am China. We talked about her yesterday a little bit, but we addressed that maybe 2 days ago. So, not yesterday, but Thursday. Go ahead and check out. We did talk about it. I don't know what's left to talk about on that topic. I mean, definitely sending her positive energy and motivation to stay focused and get out of that relationship. But, things are going to change when she's ready for them to change. So I send her, some well wishes and stuff. But, at the end of the day, there's a lot of people going through this on this internet. But yeah, we wish her well. Dr.
that
A,
is
so what do you
a
think
trait. Go ahead.
about what you've heard about So Keisha she's another one who's she's trying to make a relationship um with someone who I think maybe was just having a good time.
She want the image though, because wasn't she a lesbian at first?
Girl, she sure was.
So she wants the imagery of it. I'm not saying she doesn't care about him or love him. I'm not saying that, but I think that I think at very least, yes, she cares about him. That goes beyond the shadow of a doubt, right? But I think it's more about her image, and it's more about wanting to, and it's more about now that he done went out and made a home with somebody else in so many words, right? I believe that it's also about she don't want nobody else to have him either. So even at times when she really be like, I could do better, because she say to herself like, I could do better, I don't deserve this, I need better, right? And then she'll be like, but I don't want nobody else to have him. That really,
Right.
some women are like that. Some women are on a particular where they don't want a man to go and be with somebody else. Well, men do it too, though. Let's be honest. And let's go further. A lot of times we think that the woman is trapping the man. Sometimes the man will try to trap the woman so he can have a place to stay too.
Yeah,
I'm
if
just
he
saying.
knows that he comes through and he drops off the sausage the right way
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
she's good and she'll shut up for about a week, then
Mm-hmm.
right before she's about to lose it again, he gonna come through. You guys remember in Belly when
Yep.
when
That was what they
Keisha
said.
was,
Mm-hmm.
she was mad, and DMX had to come put it down, and she was okay. She chilled out. It's the endorphins, guys. It's the
It's
oxytocin. It's
it's kind
it's
of like
it's
the
the love
Phaedra Parks.
drug.
Yep, I agree
Yes.
with that. It's just like the Phaedra Parks theory. Look at Apollo. Phaedra was kind of, she was definitely attracted. What the person said in the chat, she's definitely was attracted to him, not without a shadow of a doubt. But
I
mentally,
mean, girl,
I don't think she was
Apollo's a
attracted
good
to him
looking man.
spiritually.
Like, we know
And I
that.
think that I think that she just wanted his imagery because he was light skinned and because he was an attractive, appealing man. And I think that, and I think the same way with our girl Keisha. I think that because he's a light skinned male, that she, wanted her children to look a certain way. This is just my opinion. I think that she has some issues with self, with self and with her look. And she's a beautiful. What? Let me say this. She is a beautiful woman without all that stuff that she got, done to her. She is a beautiful woman, regardless to that, right? But what I'm saying is that she wanted a certain look for her children. And it could be like a mechanism where she didn't want her children to go through the things that she went through with her skin tone. It could certainly been that, or she just is a straight up colorist. Let's just call it what it is, right? But just something I feel that this is just my opinion, right? And it's just something that is something within that. And so because she wanted a certain look of a man and she didn't think that, she could really pull a man like that. And because she pulled him, and she could have got way better, but hey, whatever. Because she is beautiful. But in her
Right.
mind,
She could have gotten a good looking man who actually matched up with what she was doing as a professional woman. Thanks, Michelle D, for the super chat. I appreciate it, boo boo. Yeah, she could have found a man who was equally good looking and suave, but also came with the credentials. Apollo came with a felony record.
Yep,
Yeah.
it came with the pocket and somebody that she didn't have to. And then two, let me break this down too. This is a slash. We're gonna do a slash on this one. Now, also, you mentioned it earlier about her demeaning him. See, sometimes women in that position, they want to be in a controlling position. And if they are able, in the same way with Jasmine, her and Jasmine have a lot in common in that respect. Because they want her to be able to do for the man, then they can call the shots. You know what I mean? Well, you do this, you do this. This is my money now. You gotta do what I say do, or you're not getting money like mommy and dad, like they got daddy issues. You know what I'm saying? And mommy issues, because that's kind of like a mommy issues too. When you have to, mommy your man, when you have to be like a mommy to your man. So a lot of times women like that, they'll be like, well, if you don't do this and you're not gonna get this, if you don't give me this and you're not gonna get that, because she's a controller, because she's controlling and she wants to be able to, wear the pants in the relationship. And she's like, yeah, I run it. This is me. I'm the dude and you the chick, basically. So roles have reversed, one of them type. So
look, I agree with you. There's a lot of women in here in this chat at this moment who may have a hard time reconciling that the main reason why you have a man in the house is really because you just want some dick in the house. Let's be real. Some of you are not really in the relationship. You just like having someone to satisfy your sexual needs because you could take it or leave it. Let's be real. And then there are some of you who truly are in love and truly are in for the relationship. Because at the end of the day, if your man is that disposable to you, you're not in love with him. Let's just be real. If you can take it or leave it and you're okay with throwing your man out the house or throwing over his head that you wear the pants in the family or that you just wear the pants, period, that you're living in my house, Ninja, girl, let him go. In this world that number one wants to live like that. Number two, if you are blocking your blessing of having truly a man be the captain of your heart and a real lover of you, your body and your mind and your soul, if you don't respect, if you are able to just throw a man out the house, you don't love him like that. You're just holding on to something that's convenient. You would never. You would never. When you meet that one who is family to be, you are not going to put him out the house. If shit ain't right, shit ain't right. And let him go. Let him go. Let it go. At the end of the day, if you would give yourself the opportunity to meet your blessing, you will never even have to think about this kind of stuff. You just won't. That's why I can stand here and say, like, I know stuff is lies that I know are lies because like nobody has to tell me because I know what I know. I mean, that's just what it is. And, You know, you see people out here who have blind faith for their man, who know that they're up to no good. They know who they're dealing with, but like you said, Dr. Amir, they want to keep up with an image, or an image of shit's perfect, or they want to keep up with just the image that we actually even have a relationship, because we have a sex ship, we have a partnership, we have a financial ship, we have something. We are two broke people that are less broke together. Like whatever it is, we see it, and people seem to think that we can't see what is obvious. But no matter how much you sugarcoat it, it's still, we see the sex ship, we see the financial ship, we see the situation ship, we see it. That's, it bothers her. It bothers Keisha when people say that Jeremy probably really was in love with Ashley, or Jeremy was in love with Ashley, or even uttering that Ashley was in love with Jeremy, because these are two people, like, they made ways to hook up with each other. They created ways. Like, Keisha's very bothered to hear that Ashley set up some sort of a what is it, Snapchat account, so that they could talk to each other. Well, because he
Oh
couldn't talk
wow.
to you. Look, the fact that it's not the crime, boo boo, it's the cover up. When someone takes the time and energy for the cover up, it means
Because they
something
just
to
can't
them.
let
There
it
was
go.
something
They just
there.
can't let it go.
Yeah, because they like it.
Mhm.
They love it.
They
If
don't
a
want to let it
man
go.
cares, when a man cares enough to cover up, he's caring enough to cover up. Like when they get sloppy and stupid with it, either they don't care about you finding out, or they don't care about you getting your feelings hurt, or both, whatever. When men are really sloppy with it and don't care, they don't care. When men are taking time to lie to you, there is some care there. So if he's lying to Keisha, he obviously cares. He doesn't want to hurt her feelings. If he's lying to Ashley, he cares. He doesn't want to hurt her feelings. But there's more energy in a man covering up the deception than there is one who's just slinging his everywhere and doesn't care who knows about it. Like Jeremy obviously cares that they care, and he cares about them, but he's not done being
That's
selfish.
true.
So Keisha
Can't
has
let
to
go of that.
understand that he's a very selfish man, and he doesn't care about you enough to not do him. He cares about you, but he doesn't care about you enough to make you a priority, which is make you first and treat you as a wife. Because what? You're just a girlfriend, boo boo, and you're a baby mom. That's it. You know?
Well,
Um,
sometimes that's the reality, and sometimes we know that and just be afraid to admit it because we don't want to look at
it's so
ourselves in
easy
the mirror.
though.
Well, I
The
ain't gonna say
truth is so
ourselves. I'm gonna
easy
say
to
ourselves.
swallow. Girl, just swallow it. Just take it. Isn't the truth, the truth is better though to me. Would you rather live in a lie, or would you rather live in the truth?
I live no lie. Hell no, not me. Not I
Girl,
said the
yeah.
cat. No, no,
Yeah. At a
oh
certain
no.
point, if you out here, like, I'm talking to someone, there will be a day when you actually decide, you know what, I was living a lie. I was telling myself a story. Sometimes you tell yourself a story. Like, for instance, now this is gonna sound like I'm being shady, but I'm not. Um, like when you tell yourself that it's okay that you have gone up 3 dress sizes. Girl, I'm just slim thick with it, but the doctor has told you to get up off the sugar, and they've told you that you need to lose 30 or 45 pounds, and that now you're pre-diabetic. But you're like, but I still look at my butt jiggle. Oh, okay. But then now your man is like looking at pictures of booties on Instagram, and he would have been doing that anyway, but now it's making you feel away, right? Instead of just dealing with the fact that a bitch gained some weight, and I know
Right.
I am gorgeous, but I could look so much better, and I need to put one foot in front of the other, and I need to do something about it, or I just need to push away from the whatever you need to do to make it happen. At the end of the day, having some realizations, like it's not gonna make you lose weight, but at the end of the day, sometimes you just need to tell the truth about a certain situation. Just make a decision. You know what? I like myself like this. It's okay. If you like yourself a size 18, that's fine. But trying to convince yourself that the repercussions of the 18 is everybody else's dialogue around you, that's the lie. Just be happy with yourself. When you're happy with yourself, the conversations around what you're not happy with will deaden. If you notice on the YouTube streets, there's lots of conversation about reoccurring themes because those are the things that bother some of these women the most. It bothers strong
Yeah.
mommy Christy that she has a family the size
Mhm.
she does. Doesn't mean she doesn't love her kids, but she has feelings around it. That's why there's so much energy towards it. Mark my word.
Well, it does,
If
and
you,
that's what Jasmine gets bothered when people say Chris don't care about her
she's
because she
bothered
know
because
he
people say
doesn't.
she's slow.
Yeah,
And
because
it's
she
not to
is
be
right.
funny to say she's slow. Yeah, girl, step up, read a book, try harder, think before you speak. Stop being so
Exactly.
lazy. She may not be a complete nincompoop dummy, but girl, think before you speak. Try harder.
Or stop laying
Prepare
in bed
more.
all day and get up and pick up and read a book instead of being on live all night. Maybe you should read your book before you lay down. Do audio, book
Right.
audio.
Stop coming on here and thinking it's so easy to freestyle. Everybody
Or comb
can't come
your
on here with a
hair.
freestyle.
Comb your
Yeah.
hair, for God's sake. Brush them teethuses. Wash your face, girl. Wash your
Okay.
ass, as Red Fox used to say. Wash your ass.
Okay.
Because that would make a difference when you wash your ass and you get up and you feeling good. You know what I mean? It feels good to wash your ass. It feels good to brush your teeth. It feels good to read a book. It
It
feels
feels
good
good
to
to
get
feel
some kind of
good.
knowledge.
It feels
Good
good to feel
Lord.
good. It feels good to feel fresh. It feels good to handle your business, right? All
Right.
of those things. Dr. Amira, we love you so much. Thank you
Well,
for
thank you
joining
so
me up here
much.
today, guys. We've been on here for over 2 hours, so I think I'm going to get ready to shut this down. This was a great conversation, but guys, I'm going to get all the way caught up on Keisha tonight, and we are going to definitely get caught up on what's been going on Camel Toe Road for the past week. Dr. Amira, thank you again for coming up, guys. I know, girl, we've been live all day. I need to go shower and go check on my family and get them some food because that's my responsibility. They may have already eaten some, girl. I don't even know. But all I've been doing was sipping on this coffee since this morning. At the end of the day, thank you guys for helping me shift the focus. I was a little bit perturbed this morning just because I felt like I did need to get up here and say something about what's going on because at the end of the day, I'm not going to get back into it. If you didn't see it, go check it out. But at the end of the day, the good old Jedi mind trick out here happening again. People are out here trying to shift the narrative. People are trying to come up. People are clout chasing. People are trying to, push forward their agenda. People who don't like people want to, they want to make sure that they're staying relevant. And at the end of the day, girl, it is what it is and it's going to be what it's going to be. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck. I still don't. Okay. Still don't and won't. And if you're lame, you still are. And if tea is cold and stale and inaccurate, then you better check your facts. If you're gonna come around snooping, understand next time you come back to my website again, my website does collect cookies, Little Rock, Arkansas. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, refer back to the other video. Um, Girl, it's not the crime, it's the cover up. Remember that. If you watch any good detective movies, it's not the crime, it's the cover up. Okay? Okay, can we get with that? Hopefully you guys know that. It's not the crime, it's the cover up. What's this? Does this have sound to it? Hold on. Let's see. No. Okay. No sound. No sound. Okay, guys, I think we've talked enough. I don't want to drag this out. We've had fun today, though. Let me see if there's any other questions before I say goodbye. Let's see. Thank you for your passion and dedication. You bring us fire content every day. Thank you, D. You're so sweet. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Michelle D. You are a sweetheart. Thank you, V. All the ladies, Bougie Gang official, Bougie Gang, everybody who turns up and shows up to these chats. I thank you so much. Everybody who's watching. And if you got to this point, girl, you are a real one, okay? Because this was long, but I guess you can, clean up, wash dishes, take a shower, blow dry your hair, do what you got to do. Because yeah, real recognizes real, and all this little silly stuff out here on the YouTube streets, guys. Don't think we're not going to talk about it. Don't think we're not going to talk about it, because this is silly. And if you show up out here fake, phony with the bullshit, it's going to get called out. It's going to get called out. If they're going to call me out, they going to call you out. Okay. So don't forget. Don't forget. And like I said, if you just are tuning in to this and you did not watch the earlier video, go check it out. There's been some foolishness out here on the YouTube streets. And all I'm going to say on that, which is what I said earlier, you better use allegedly. Okay. And that's pretty much it. That's all I got to say on that. Anyway, guys, let me find my outro so we can go ahead and get up out of here.